players on show on both teams. So we can expect another cracker of a game in difficult conditions. But more than anything is going to be Chris Gale we are waiting for.
Yeah, interesting. So they've decided not to put Gale in as the opening pair. So they're sticking with the pair they've had. Morne van Veek, obviously he's got 100 in this tournament so already. And we know the destruction that Shikhar can cause, a half-century to his name as well in this tournament so far. So they're happy with their opening pair. And then you would imagine that the Universe boss is ready with his pads on somewhere.
Yeah, he will definitely be coming in at number 3, I'm guessing. And it's not a bad thing on a pitch like this if the spinners are operating, you know, with his power. No ground is big enough if he gets going. But both these players, a lot would depend how they start. What we have seen with some of the teams who have scored runs on this surface, that they've been a bit cautious in the first 6. They've taken a different approach, not going hard in the first 6 and trying to make up for it in the back end of the innings. I think we can expect something similar from these two as well.
Yeah, so winning the toss, deciding to have a bat first. Shikhar was very quick with that decision. Didn't take a second thought at all. So it's punching gloves in the middle. And that man, well, we know what magic he can produce with the ball. We were saying off air the other day, he could still be playing IPL cricket the way he plays.
Yeah, I think there's a discussion. Harbhajan is asking who's going to take the strike, and accordingly he's going to put a bowler on. He's taken his hat off, but if Van Veek is on strike, probably he'll bring a left-arm spinner. So that's what they're discussing out there.
He's very generous with that hat, actually, Harbhajan. He offered me it for the toss earlier on today. I said I was very warm, and he offered me mine, and I said, I think that would look a bit biased if I did the toss in a Manipal Tigers hat.
And also it's quite funny is, a lot of times as a batter you wait to see which bowler is coming to bowl and then you take the strike accordingly, and that's exactly what has happened, I can tell you, because Harbhajan Singh is going to bowl and Shikhar Dhawan has sent Van Veek to take the strike, being the right-hander. This is all too funny right now.
These two just absolutely love it, don't they? They're like two naughty schoolboys at the back of the classroom, just chuckling away.
And also they play so much cricket together. They both have a great camaraderie, great relationship. Harbhajan Singh and Shikhar Dhawan, and you can see it. It's quite evident out there in the middle. It'll be a good contest between bat and ball, and we are all excited to get involved.
Manoj Tiwari there, he's been great in the field actually in this tournament. Took a great catch the other day, keeping runs reduced, cutting off fours, and that's what you need in this sort of shortened format. It's difficult diving around in this field. It's quite dry out there. It's quite hard. When you walk out on it, I sort of looked at it and thought, I'm quite glad I don't have to dive around on this one. And so Shikhar and Harbhajan still having a chat about one thing or another. It's a new style. I'm sure it would catch on anything that Harbhajan did. He wears his hat on the side of his head. If he wears it upside down, he's an icon. The two keepers having a discussion there, one keeper. So, Shikhar Dhawan, the left-hander, 334 matches, a really impressive strike rate, 125.35, almost 10,000 runs there.
Yeah, now it's all happening. They're going to get going. There were some issues, and that's been sorted now, so we'll have the game starting very soon. Over 4,000 runs for Morne van Veek with a very healthy strike rate as well. 125. Harbhajan Singh, who will be bowling the first over, he's just making sure he's got the right fielders in the right position.
Yeah, just moving that field around, last adjustments. He knows he's facing up first, so he's taken the ball himself.
Come on, come on, boys!
And you can hear that chant of "Come on, boys" from Phil Mustard behind the stumps. And it's almost time for play. The Manipal Tigers taking on the Gujarat greats. Harbhajan Singh with ball in hand. Universe boss looking chilled as ever. And has he got something on that? It was almost caught by slip first ball. And Harbhajan making things happen straight away.
Oh, that came off the gloves. Definitely. It was so slow. The ball held onto the surface quite a lot. So he was through with the shot very early. And look, it came, I think it might have touched the gloves, then the shoulder. Manoj Tiwari with a great effort in slips, just couldn't get there. Yeah, definite. Off the gloves, then off the forearm, nearly carried.
And And if there was somewhere on this team he would back to be able to get to that, Manoj Tiwari would be right up there. Recently retired than a few of others around. He's still very fit and very quick on his feet out there in the field.
Now Shikhar Dhawan on strike. This can get very interesting with Harbhajan taking the ball away.
Oh yeah.
And that's Shikhar Dhawan up and running as well. So both openers off the mark. Slightly less eventful second delivery.
Shikhar Dhawan, he has batted a lot on such surface throughout his career in India, and he's a terrific player of spin.
Well, Van Beek just not timing this at the moment, looking to clip that into the onside and just gets the inside edge.
Yeah, with the mid-on inside the 30-yard circle, there's a deep mid-wicket, there's a deep square leg. So as a batter, you're thinking going over the bowler's head, but on this surface where the ball's turning so much, it's a hard shot.
Oh yeah,
again, not timing it. We've seen it a few times actually in the last couple of matches that batters are looking to try and take it on, but just not quite middling it.
Yeah, also because first the ball is getting stuck on the surface. There's hardly any bounce, so it's very difficult to get elevation.
Oh, catch it! Yeah, good beat.
This is a good start, this from Harbhajan. After your team decided they would have a bat first, he's brought himself on and he's kept this very quiet first over.
It's just the variety, the pace he bowls, the variations, the flight sometimes.
Yes.
Van Beek very cautious, playing that final delivery of the first over. So 1 over gone, the greats 2 for none. So 4th plays 5th, that's what we've got here today. Both teams with just the 1 win, but Manipal Tigers have played 5, Greats have only played 4, and obviously have had some rain-affected matches. But today they're out there to try and bag themselves the 2 points for a win. Southern Superstars, the only team to have won all 5 of their matches. The first team ever to win 5 on the bounce.
And also they've been very lucky to play all 5 matches, given the amount of rain we've got in Surat. The way their games were scheduled, they were very, very lucky. But at the same time, they played outstanding cricket. But here, Shikhar Dhawan, I just have a feeling. Praveen Gupta, left-arm spinner, who at times love giving it a bit of air. And Shikhar is not shy of dancing down the track, taking the bowler on. And now with the mid-on inside the circle, that might be an option he must be thinking, Shikhar. And he's a wonderful sweeper of a ball as well.
Oh yeah, yes, we got him.
Just dabs that into the offside for back foot. Chance for run out. Morne van Beek was slow out of the traps, and it's going to go upstairs.
And also his bat got stuck just before he could ground it, and hence I think he'll be out here. If he could just get his bat through, I think he would have still made it, but because his bat got stuck in the crease, he couldn't get over the line, and he's walking off already. Let's see, great piece of fielding, but look, his bat just getting stuck. But a brilliant piece of fielding there. It looks like it was Amit. And Van Beek, he'll be disappointed. Out for 1. And Gujarat great, 2 for 1. And Van Beek, yeah, is out. And Gunaratne was the fielder, out for 1, 2 for 1, Gujarat.
Well, as a bowler, this is something you don't want to see coming out to the middle. The universe boss, Chris Gale, is in town, and he's heading out to the middle. 3-3-3 emblazoned across his back. And you talk about being a Legends League. We've now got Shikhar Dhawan at one end and Chris Gale at the other.
It doesn't get bigger than that. And look, he's starting to bat in the middle of the pitch. He doesn't even want to go back. Now strolling back slowly. Yes, Chris, that's where you need to be. Further back, 15 yards back. Again, looking at that run out, I think it was a tough call by Shikhar and Van Beek, because again, if his bat, he managed to get his bat through, maybe he would have made it, but brilliant piece of work by Gunaratne. And now Universe Boss is on strike.
Take cover. Sweeps it straight away, and he opens up his account with 4. And easy as you like. He always looks so chilled out in the middle.
I tell you what, Georgie, batting is easy for some. Look at that, the confidence, the intent. Lovely roll of the wrist when he played that shot as well.
Waits on this one. This time goes through the covers. And Chris Gale, back-to-back 4s. He's already on to 8.
It's just the pressure of the man, I tell you what. As a bowler, you see the universe boss in front of you, and you start making all the mistakes. You start bowling short, you start bowling too full. And Praveen Gupta under the pump. And nicely played again. Just timed it, didn't try and overhit that delivery.
That's turned on him. It's found a top edge. And for a moment, there was a cry of catch. I think a little optimistic from Phil Mustard behind the stumps, but we'll forgive him.
Yeah, we look at that delivery. Bounced a bit too much, turned. Chris Gale wanted to play with the spin.
This time, gives himself room, goes aerial. And Chris Gale, well, it's his first match, and he's gone 4-4.6.
I think he's just looking at players and asking, what's the fuss all about the pitch? It looks an absolute belter to me. I'm on 14 of just 4. Look at that shot. The power. Brilliant.
Goes again. This time, only one hand on the bat, in the air and taken. And it was explosive while it lasted, but Chris Gale, he's going to have to go.
He's asking for a no ball here, Chris Gale. We'll have to wait and see. It's not a no ball, Chris. Why not? It was short, it was sharp, but what it was entertaining. Again, going for the big heave. This time, the hand comes off. Couldn't time it as well as he would have liked. And an easy catch for Pereira. The Universe Boss will make his way back to the pavilion. Not before entertaining the crowd. Out for 14 of 5 and raising his bat as well. Yes, Chris Gale. Gujarat great, 16 for 2.
Come back. Oh yes, we like that.
Dhawan facing up, because that wicket was also the end of that over. The end of Chris Gale, well, it was exciting while it lasted, and he even walked off and raised his bat for us.
We often talk about the strike rate. It'll be hard to catch his in this game.
Yeah, and Mohammed Kaif has come out to join Shikhar Dhawan in the middle. They just need to steady the ship a little bit here.
I think Mohammed Kaif could be the perfect man for this situation, because he has played a lot on these sort of surfaces over the years. Highly experienced. Over 1,200 runs in his T20 career. Strike rate slightly on a lower side, 103. But if you can get 103 on this pitch, you've done a wonderful job for your side, I would say. He's a nudger. He'll just look to get those ones and twos and run hard between the pitch.
Complete contrast, basically, to how Chris Gale was going to play things. And that's turned.
Good badge.
An extra run. Turned quite a bit. Started outside the off stump, ended up a couple of stumps outside the leg.
Comes down the pitch. He gets to the pitch of the ball this time. And he's sent back by Dhawal.
It's a good context. Both these players played a lot of cricket with each other, opposite each other. And again, Chris Gale, just the hand comes off. It was short, but it was entertaining. 14 of 5 from Chris Gale.
Nicely played this by Kaif. Still looking to try and get off the mark. So Chris Gale caught in the deep. Contrast to Morny van Beek, whose bat got stuck as he was trying to get in.
Yes, a good field. He's got a leg slip. He's got a fielder in between mid-wicket and square leg. Now there's a change in field. The mid-on goes back to long on. The square leg comes inside the circle. So there's a huge gap if he can sweep between that leg slip and the square leg. And there's a deep mid-wicket as well.
Get it,
Again,
yes.
tries to come down the pitch to it. Just can't read it here, Mohammed Kaif. Harbhajan making things happen as always and keeping it very economical, which is important at this point.
The seam presentation is just outstanding. It can go straight with the arm, and if it pitches on the seam, you can get a bit of turn. So much variety.
Swept away, and that's the gap that you were talking about. And that's just broken the shackles on that over. Picks up 4, 3 overs gone, 22 for 2.
Go, PG.
This is how the two teams line up for today's match number 15. And obviously, we talk about those substitutes as well, because they are important. Impact players can really come in and make a change. So that last over going for 6 runs off Harbhajan, but already 2 batters back in the hutch. The Universe boss, it was exciting, but it was short, and Morny van Beek is back getting stuck as he tried to ground it. Comes down the pitch this time, quick hands. And it picks out the fielder.
Nice, PG.
That's what Shikhar loves doing. He loves dancing down the track, using his feet, uses the crease as well, really well. He will be under a bit of pressure here, Praveen. And when you step out, you know that the bowler is going to try and overcompensate or compensate for the previous delivery and try and go slightly shorter. That's where you get the opportunity to play on the back foot.
Glorious. Well fielded as well. Really good work inside that ring. Still inside the power play, so haven't got the fielders out, so if you've got to cut it off there.
That was a nice shot from Mohammad Kaif. You just spoke about that earlier, that there's a vacant region around that square leg. Played a perfect sweep, well controlled.
Dances down, up in the air, straight back over the bowler's head. He picks up 6. It's gone beyond the boundary, beyond the advertising boards.
Magnificent. Just terrific to watch, Shikhar Dhawan. Again, look at that use of the feet. Yeah, he didn't get all of it, but enough to get it over the side screen. Brilliant game plan.
Drop on the pad, back in his crease. Surely that's gone. Yeah, the finger goes up. It goes slowly up. But Dhawan just getting exciting. And now he's got to go too.
Yeah, what Praveen Gupta has done really well. Though he has been a bit expensive on this pitch, he's managed to get 2 very, very big wickets. First Chris Gale, and now is the skipper, Shikhar Dhawan. That was dead plumb. Pitching just outside the off. Shikhar turning his bat a bit too early, and that would have hit middle of a middle stump. Shikhar Dhawan, the skipper, out for 8 of 8. Gujarat 28 for 3.
leg stump there, you got leg stump.
Ashgar Afghan comes out to the middle. His captain's back in the hutch now. 122 matches. That strike rate up over 121.6. But the 2,751 runs, and they've got to get a rebuild on here. We talk about the crucial 3 wickets in the power play. We're still inside 4 overs here, and the big top 3 are back in the hutch.
Oh, catch it! Oh, yeah, very good.
Nicely bowled. Perfect length, perfect line. He's managed to get 2 big wickets. It doesn't get bigger than this. Shikhar Dhawan just turned his bat slightly early. And then he thought he should have played that ball straighter after getting out. That was a bit too late, but well bowled, Praveen.
Oh, yeah.
That one again is straightened. There's a nice straight bat there from Afghan. A successful over, that one, for the Tigers. 4 done, 28 for 3. Well, it's a strange looking innings so far, that one. Look at that over. All the runs coming from it, but the wickets falling too. And now the 3 big hitters that we talked about, those top 3, are all back in the dugout.
That has been their biggest issue, Georgie. Every time they've lost those top 2 early, and they had issues. And today as well, they've lost top 3 quite early within the power play, and a lot to do for these players in the middle order. Afghan, Asghar, Kaif, Yashpal.
Just waits on that one. Nicely played. Cut shot through the covers. And he's going to pick up 4, Mohammad Kaif.
Yeah, he's batted well so far, Mohammad Kaif, on 8 of 5. A lot would depend how he bats. Again, as I said earlier, he's highly experienced, and also it's a perfect condition for him to just rotate the strike, maneuver the balls, look for 1s and 2s.
Oh, yes, well bowled.
He gets a big stride out there.
Excellent, boy.
And Oberspino, we've been impressed with him in the previous game as well. He's just a little something different, coming from the height and sort of giving that flight at times and tempting batters into taking him on.
Yeah, just letting that one go. Mohammad Kaif, slightly tossed up delivery outside the off stump, thought about driving it and realizing that there's plenty of turn, there's a slip in place, and at the end making the right decision to let it go.
That's a lovely looking shot. That's glorious, and it's going to be 4.
That is just exquisite. Look at that, just opening himself up to play that shot over covers. One of the hardest shots to play against a left-arm spinner, and hence I said it's a perfect pitch for him, perfect situation. Within the power play, fielders are still inside the 30-yard circle, and just timed it, never looked to hit it hard, just managed to get it up and over.
This time just feeling for that one outside the off stump. Batting nicely here, Mohammad Kaif, and he's just putting his foot on the accelerator. He said, I'm going to take this on and be the aggressor.
And also showing the other batters how to bat on the surface, that you don't need to do anything different, just wait for the deliveries which you think you can hit, and then timing it really well, placing it even better. Mohammad Kaif has batted really well so far, 16 of 9.
Bit of extra flight there, and pierces that ring. The fielder comes round, cuts it off, and they're going to come back for a second to finish off an expensive over in the end. 14 runs coming from it. Just, well, actually, they think there might have been a chance of a run out here. They've gone upstairs.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It looked absolutely fine to me. Asghar was completely in. Maybe he didn't put his bat early. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, no, he's fine. Just in time.
sort of hovered that bat in the air. As the thing, one of the first things they teach you about running between the wickets, ground your bat. But maybe he's thinking Morning Van Veek's got stuck earlier, not out. The signal, 5 overs gone, 42 for 3.
Go, PG. Oh!
So Afghan none of 3 here, a bit of early pressure. Praveen going to continue 2 for 20. He's picked up a couple of wickets. Needs some more here in this final over. That's gone totally the opposite. It's normally sat down and stayed low. That one really did pop off a length. Quite well adjusted in the end. You got a smile on his face, hitting the shoulder of your bat, the last thing he was expecting.
He played it quite well, didn't he? How about that, man? What a cameo that was. We'll have to have a look at that again. Oh, uppish, but no mid-off, so no problem. Let's have a look at the cameo then. We've had to wait a while for the Universe boss, and he really entertained us. First ball, sweep for 4. Second ball, rocks back and cuts for 4. It's another 6, in fact, over the leg side, and then he goes again one-handed, top edge. He gets caught in the deep.
Yeah, well bowled.
He was there for a good time, but not a long time. It's kind of the story of his life, isn't it?
Took the words out my mouth. That's what I thought as well. Hit the one-hander. I've seen him in his career hit one-handed 6s, and he says, thank you.
Tell you what, if I'd raised my bat every time I got 14, then it would have raised a lot more than I did. But I tell you what, actually, it's not a bad tactic, because on this pitch, you get a bright and breezy 20. It's very valuable. That's the power play done. 43 for 3.
Come on, G.
43 for 3 is the highest score in the power play since we got to Jammu. Just shows you how difficult it's been for the batters. No easier with the new ball either. It's not going to get easier now, is it? Because look who's on. The superhero saviour, the sailor Gunaratna. 92 T20 matches in his career. All-rounder. Can spin the ball both ways, John, and that's the problem you face as a batter.
I'm interested. I thought I might have given him 1 over in the power play just to see how it goes and try and really attack, but they just obviously cordoned off the middle section of the innings as his time, and he is going to cause plenty of problems here if he bowls anything like he did the other night.
Oh!
Oh, how many times have we seen the ball elude the wicketkeeper? I think it's come off the pad. This one, yeah, 4-leg by, so nothing Phil Mustard could do.
The ball started off with the leg spinner, just drifting down the leg side. Mustard wasn't really anywhere close to that. I think if it missed a pad, it would have gone for 4 byes anyway. Just a clip of that pad and a bit of pressure early on the bowler here.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there's the leggy again. Working against the spin, Afghan. That's a risky shot. Toss that one right up. It's a nice shot by Afghan. It's only going to get him 1. Gunaratne is interesting though, isn't he? Because he kind of like runs in almost like he's going to be a seamer. He sort of scuttles in a bit like Chris Harris.
Really is wonderful to watch him spin his web around the batters, and Kaif's not happy with the side screen. There might be a couple of people there or just a bit of sponsorships on the side screens. But yes, he is got all the variations, top spinners, sliders, leggy, offy. I wonder if he's going to use the off spinner to the right hander. He tends to just use leg spinners to the right handers, but I'd like to see him incorporate that off spin as well.
Oh, for one moment there, Mohamed Kaif was worried, wasn't he? He thought, oh no, have I just hit this onto my pad and back onto the stumps? Also the possibility of getting stumped. So Gunaratne's first over goes for only 2 off the bat, 49 for 3.
Go, PG.
Had a couple of high-scoring overs so far in the power play. That early one, courtesy of Chris Gale. But the 3 big guns, they're all back in the hutch. Dhawan, Van Veek, Gale. So Manipal Tigers, I think, will be very happy with where they are, even though the run rate's fairly healthy at 7 and over. Still a lot of work to do for Gujarat. How about the way that Mohamed Kaif has just come in and played proper cricket shots and generally just percentages?
He's very quick on his feet. What I like is he utilised his feet coming down the wicket, and then a couple of times he fakes to come forward and he rocks back and uses the depth of the crease. Really clever batting, manipulating the ball so well. They're just deciding to bring a slip in, and that's a great idea, I think, here for the left arm spinner.
Chance. Oh, that would have been spectacular. Flew through the air, and he got a hand to it as well, Pravin Gupta.
Shake of the head. Afghan. He's on the wicket. He was so early on the stroke. Trying to knock it down the ground. It's a tough shot to play.
Oh, edgy. Slight leading edge, just avoids cover. Got to be on your guard at all times as a batter on this pitch. Oh, that's out. No, it's not. Wow. How's he dropped that? An absolute sitter. And Manoj Tiwari, of all people.
Absolute sitter. Again, pushed in the air, Afghan.
Almost does it again. Asghar Afghan. Manoj Tiwari looks in shock. Can't imagine he did that too often during his playing career. Pravin Gupta. Oh no, shouldn't laugh, but he was convinced. He celebrated before the catch had been taken. I totally understand Pravin. Ah, got a feel for him. Pravin Gupta's done 2 for 27. Should have been 3 for 27. 54 for 3.
That's the end of the program. 8 overs, 55 for 3. Gujarat wins. Mohammad Kaif. Yeah. AK Sran from 18 balls and Azhar Khan. 6 runs from 12 balls. Yes, Jammu, what do we want? 6 or wicket. Come on. We want.
We've been fed a steady diet of spin so far. Pravin Gupta already bowled out. When are we going to see some seam? Actually, might be right now. Very hot here, even if you're in the shade. Now, if you didn't see this last over, let's show you again. Manoj Tiwari won't appreciate it, but I just think everyone had that reaction to Pravin Gupta. We all just presumed it was going to get taken. And it wasn't. He still can't believe it.
Is the man upstairs for some help? Oh, what a disappointment, but he's got to continue. Shukla, the fast bowler. He's must be a little bit rocked from the other evening when he conceded the most runs in the final over. Crazy stuff. But Kaif, he has been on another level today. He has shown some great skill, some great footwork, some clinical batting. Whenever there's been anything dished up, eyes lit up, and that was probably the pick of them. Over extra cover. Cuts sweep to start as well, and much appreciated by his partner. So he's batted beautifully. He's going just more than a runner ball, which is great. Great going on this wicket.
Oh, the first ball of seam we've seen is a good one. Rahul Shukla cutting Asghar Afghan in half. He actually bowled very well before that final over against Toyim Hyderabad. Mainly by doing this, just hitting a hard length. And that was through Afghan for pace. Really good start. Cut in as well. Seamers can have success on this pitch as well with the variable bounce. Just got to get the paces and the lengths right. Bowled him! Middle stump out the ground. Thank you very much.
Shukla, absolute cracker, and that is a smile comes back onto his face once again. Great to see. He's a good man and a real competitor. What a beauty. He just rushed him all the way through him before he could get the bat down. Afghan, he struggled out there today, and that is the finishing touch to a tough innings. But having a look, he's had a few issues with the front foot in the past, and that is very close. We've got to see where the heel touches first. Is that okay? Extremely close. Tough call, this one, for the man upstairs, third umpire.
That does look like it's just a question of millimeters. How about this one? Where did the heel actually land? So that's after it's landed. What's interesting here is that Asghar Afghan has already left the field before all this has gone on. So let's have a look at the zoomer again. That looks like it's fine. The other angle, less so. I think that's the one that's proved that he was fine. Asghar Afghan gone for 6, 55 for 4. Although he is wandering back onto the pitch for some reason. Bit of confusion out there. But it is 55 for 4. He should head back to the dugout. It's the strategic timeout. 4 early wickets for Manipal Tigers. Gujarat Greats won the toss, decided to bat, and they've lost some big guns already. Fun fake, Shikhar Dhawan, Chris Gale, the universe boss, and entertaining 14 off just 5 balls in his first match of the season. And they've just lost Askar Afghan as well, who lost his middle peg to Rahul Shukla. 4 balls left for the right arm seamer. Gujarat Greats need to regroup, John.
That's right, the man out in the centre, the skipper, will be pleased. They got some big wickets early. Van Wyk was the first to go with a run out. His bat got stuck in the turf. Universe boss came in, hit a few entertaining strokes, but that was his final stroke. Caught in the deep. Dhawan, LBW. Very well bowled by Praveen, who got 2 wickets. And then the last man to go, Afghan, cleaned up. Rahul with that extra bit of pace off the long run, and he's got another batter in his midst at the moment. Manan out in the centre, the new batter.
Yeah, Manan Sharma is having a bumper season with the ball, leading wicket taker at the moment. Hasn't batted too much in his T20 career, 26 matches. I think they've sent him out there because they want a left-right combo, so the spinners in particular can't just settle in. Rahul Shukla, though, is showing that seamers can also do well here in Jammu. And he's actually getting the ball to go through.
That was a lot of extra bounce, but the look at the wicket. Afghan just beaten for pace, that's all you can say about it. Angling back on target, between bat and pad. He didn't fancy it too much, did Afghan. He got given an extra life the previous over. The absolute sitter dropped, and he didn't make it count, really. He didn't make the fielding team pay.
A lot resting on Mohammad Kaif now. He's hit 3 fantastic boundaries, played the spin really well. You would think now maybe his role is to do what Kevin O'Brien did yesterday for KSO and try and bat through the innings, go to run a ball or so. They've had a few bitty partnerships, but nothing significant so far. Need a partnership of 40-50 to get them going, which is what we had yesterday for KSO. Yes, no, good fielding. Really good fielding there. Cover point. 56 for 4.
That's the end of about 9 overs, 56 for 4, Gujarat Greats. Mohammad Kaif and Manan for the mark. The batters for the Gujarat Greats. Mohammad Kaif is on 21 from 20 balls, and Manan Sharma is 1 run from 2 balls.
One of those games, isn't it? You've got to keep your eyes on it because things happen quickly. We're not going to get loads of runs, but we may well get another nail biter. That's what often happens on low scoring pitches. Get 120, 130, 140 even. Imran Khan, very well-known leg spinner from Trinidad. Played a lot for TKR over the years, in the CPL, no, a lot around the world actually. Bit of a legend in Trinidad. No, it's come out the middle of the bat. Well played in the end. There were cries of shout, but it was never going to carry it along on.
Imran Khan is 1 over in the last game, went for 13, so they need more from him today. Having a look at this brilliant piece of fielding, one-handed straight in, and Mohammad Kaif sent back. Brilliant, and appreciation, of course. They love that, do the fast bowlers off their own bowling.
Oh, well bowled him.
And that was Manoj Tiwari as well. final ball of the over. Brilliant bit of fielding at backward point. There he is at slip. How can you do that? An over after dropping an absolute sitter. That is cricket for you, isn't it? Dragged down leg side. I think Phil Mustard might have just been trying to pull one over the umpire's eyes there. It is signalled wide. Is it brush anything? Not too sure. Maybe the pad.
Oh, ball game.
Oh dear, I might have touched the pad possibly, but not the end of the world really. Just a wide given. And Kaif just waiting for that ball. That was well flighted, and he really did wait for this ball. The previous shot, having another look at Phil Mustard. Good take.
Lovely sweep shot, controlled, well behind square, and it's a boundary for Manan Sharma.
Dishing up a few freebies here. Imran Khan, he's been disappointing here. A wide, and now would have been a wide down the leg side, but Manan getting a good piece of willow on that one. And a boundary, so this partnership just starting to grow. It's not the fielder's fault, that's for sure. A poor delivery, that.
Yeah.
Slips coming out as a result of that shot. Heading into mid-wicket. Pulled straight to deep mid-wicket. Pouched by Urbis Pina. That's a soft dismissal, that is.
Oh, and Imran Khan, he's dragged one down. It's going to be his best delivery he's ever bowled, but Manan has picked out Pina in the deep half tracker. He could have hit it literally anywhere. And Pina, he doesn't make the mistake. He is a safe pair of hands in the deep, and fortunately, he's got to go. Important wicket. I think this was a big partnership for the greats, and that's a very disappointing end to the partnership. Manan, he's got to go. Short stay at the crease, he's gone for 6. Gujarat great, 63 for 5.
New partner for Gujarat faces Yashpal Singh.
That is leg stump. You go leg stump there. Ball coming over. Right arm. One ball. One. Yes.
63 for 5. One ball away from getting halfway through this Gujarat greats innings. Yashpal Singh is into the crease. Needs to use his experience here. Try and shepherd the lower order and the tail up to a score that's defendable. A bad ball that down the leg side. A gift accepted. Yashpal Singh says thank you very much. 67 for 5.
End of the 10th over. Of 10 overs, 67 for 5. Gujarat wins.
Halfway through this innings now, so 67 for 5. It's proving difficult at the moment for the Gujarat greats, who won the toss, decided to have a bat. And we talked a lot about their big top 3, but, well, they found themselves 28 for 3, and their rebuild was on a little bit. Mohammad Kaif is still out there at the moment, guiding things. 2 wickets for Praveen, 1 each for Rahul and Imran. So Harbhajan, he's gone for just the 8 runs from his 2 overs, the captain, so always economical. And this man at the moment, Mohammad Kaif, is key because he needs to stay there. He's the set batter, 22 from 22 at the moment, 67 for 5 on the board. So if they carry on at this, they'll get themselves up to around 134. Full toss, not put away. Rahul just missing his line.
Another look at the wicket, a long hop, pulled, no attempt to keep the ball down, and trying to hit it for 6, and Pinner, simple catch. Interesting, the power play, 43 for 3, that was the highest scoring power play this year in Jammu, and after the power play, they're 24 for 2, so they're consistently losing wickets along the way here. No partnerships able to be built.
And that's the real problem as well, losing wickets. Start to build a partnership and then they disappear again. That's a glorious looking shot. A wonderful stroke, and that's going to be another 4 for Mohammad Kaif. He's guiding this nicely at the moment.
That was imperious, that sort of stroke. Tell you what, he must be really pleased with this stroke. Not even a half volley, hitting it on the up on this type of wicket, it's unheard of. Look at the placement as well. He beat the left hand of extra cover. Lovely placement as well. That is, for me, one of the top shots we've seen all week.
This is what they need. They need Mohammad Kaif to stay out there. We talk about one person taking it deep and staying in till the end. We saw Pereira do it the other day. We saw Kevin O'Brien do it. And that's what Mohammad Kaif needs to do now. Short ball, not quite onto it. Kaif, rehearsing that short field that maybe missed out a bit. Sat up to be hit.
Pull shot, not easy to execute, but looking at current rate, 135. You're in the game. And if you get over that 140 mark, you're in pretty much pole position. 8 and over, that's what's required to get them there. 10 and over, well, from here, this far out, it'll be tough. The last 5 overs in the first game, there was 50 scored off them, so you can go 10 and over in the last 5.
Full toss again, slower ball, well cut off in his follow through from Rahul. It was dead straight, might even have hit the stumps at the other end, that shot.
So what, he's one of the few fast bowlers. He's got a long run up, a big approach, and full of effort and commitment, and he showed it once again there, down, throwing himself around. I tell you what, it's like cement. It's so hard, the pitch area and the square. It's really great efforts from him. Kaif just batting outside of his crease as well, which I think is a good ploy.
How has that missed the edge? Well, Phil Mustard didn't think it had, but he was the only one who went up for it. That's such a keeper thing to do, isn't it?
Thought I heard a little nick as well. Maybe Phil and my ears need to be tested a little bit, because you haven't seen many balls do this, with an old ball in particular going past the outside edge with some extra bounce. So that really going through shoulder height, that we haven't seen that all week. So really a brilliant piece of bowling. Cross seam, I think. Sometimes when it hits that seam, it just stands up a bit, and that's a top delivery.
Finds the outside edge. There is a fielder down there at deep third, so not going to capitalise. And Kaif still out there. He'll keep the strike. 11 gone, 72 for 5. So it's about trying to build partnerships. Kaif, he's been part of a few of them, but none really to write home about. 27 off 28 between Kaif and Afghan, but he looked uncomfortable. So Mohammed Kaif at the moment is going to be the man who needs to take this by the horns. He needs to stay out there and keep scoring boundaries. 5 fours he's scored on his way to 27 so far, but it's down to him to steer this, and Yashpal keep him company, keep ticking over and find the boundaries when they can. And this time just can't pierce that infield, and thinks about taking it on and coming back for a second on the misfield.
Oh yes, well bowled.
That's much better delivery. We've been impressed by Obers Pinar, actually. He only bowled the 2 overs in their previous game, but he's just made his little point of difference.
I like the pace he's bowled there. He's a bit slow in his first over, and he's pushing it through a lot better here now.
Well stopped, really well stopped, diving to his right. It's hard out there, and he actually gets a high five from his teammates for those efforts.
Ground fielding's been exceptional in the ring. Catching not always so good, but it's an attitude, great attitude. Quick single called and turned down. That's the energy in the field again. Brilliant from the Tigers.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You know, even when you start cricket at a really young age, they talk about attacking the ball and coming onto it, and that's exactly what the Tigers are doing. They're pouncing, you could even say. Glorious looking shot through that gap along the ground. There is a fielder out there, so it will only be 1. But straight out of the textbook.
He's got a lovely cover drive and caresses it through that area. But also, I think the Tigers try and get a few more dot balls to Mohammed Kaif here and try and frustrate him and try and dislodge him, because he's what's holding this team together right now. Gujarat greats. This missile of him will be a huge blow.
Oh, beautiful.
That's a really good delivery to finish off the over. So 12 done, 73 for 5. The great news is that even when this match finishes, today is a double-header day here in Jammu. So later on, we will have the Toyam Hyderabad, who sit at the bottom of the table, taking on the Southern Superstars, who are at the top and already qualified for those playoffs. So Hyderabad looking for their first win of the tournament. Superstars looking to make it 6 from 6. They're already the first team ever in LLC history to make it 5 from 5. Can they go one more? They're already a spot in that playoff confirmed for them, and the Hyderabad trying to find some points. The only points they've got so far are shared ones because of the rain. So the men in yellow need to come out firing. Struck on the pad, straight in front. And, well, it's just the keeper and the bowler really going up. Phil Mustard was enthusiastic about that one, and it would be so key if they could get rid of Mohammed Kaif.
Another look. Oh, tell you what, that is extremely adjacent. Possibly off stump, and they are begging, they're pleading. They need this wicket.
This time gives it that bit more flight, misses his length a little bit, Gunaratne. But what a bowler he is, and how impressive he was in that super over just a few nights ago. So nice to have someone like that up your sleeve that you can turn to.
And yeah,
Just a slip coming into position.
get one more wicket, boys.
They need to get on the attack here, I feel. Don't let him get off strike too easily.
Swept away, just manages to get his bat down on that. It's well fielded out on the boundary. Saving those few runs, and as we say, the ground fielding has been impeccable today from the Tigers.
A lot of sweep shots coming out at the moment. There's where they placed 4th and 5th, and a win here now gets them right up to that 2nd and 3rd position, right back in the competition.
That has turned, rip and turn, and he's done well to get onto that. Quick hands. Mohammed Kaif pulled away, and he's doing the job now for the Gujarat greats.
Just keeps putting away the bad deliveries. Really brilliant. Didn't try to hit this up in the air and hit it for 6. He just placed it past the square leg umpire for 4. So another important boundary. 6 off the over already.
Oh!
And that straightened on it that time. The one before really turned. This one straightened. That's great delivery from Gunaratne, and that's just what you want. After you've been hit for a boundary, it's about being able to recover following that, and he's just got the class and the experience to be able to do so. This time, Fuller and grunt of frustration from Kaif as he's unable to get it away. 13 gone, 79 for 5. So Praveen picking up the 2 wickets for just the 27 runs from his 4 overs. A wicket apiece for Rahul and Imran. But the wicket they really want to try and find now is that of Mohammed Kaif. They took the big 3 fairly early. Van Veek run out. Gale caught after a short cameo. And then Dhawan, LBW, absolutely plumb to Praveen.
Oh!
And he's almost played it onto his own stumps here, Yashpal. And they won't mind this, him being on strike and Mohammed Kaif at the other end, because he's the destructive one at the moment. Not necessarily the big flamboyant hitting of someone like Gale, but he's accumulating. Swept away, fielder straight out there, goes straight to him, but it brings Kaif back on strike.
It's a good delivery, and Yashpal's opted to go on the sweep once again. Gets his foot right in front of the stump, so he misses. He's going to basically have to trudge off, that's for sure. Robert Pienaar bowling well here.
Nicely played by Mohammed Kaif. And he's just strolling to the other end. A Sunday afternoon stroll almost.
These lads need to get the broom out. They've got the sweep shot out almost every single delivery now. The field is staying the same though. There's acres of space on the onside to rotate strike.
Oh!
Again, almost plays onto his own stumps. We've already seen that once in this over from Yashpal.
Pienaar mixing it up here from his delivery position. Delivered that one from well behind the crease.
Just tries to dab it away, and that's smart cricket from Yashpal.
Must be really impressed by the Tigers in the field today, throwing themselves around, and most of the time that's what fielding is about for any youngster out there. It's just about your attitude towards fielding. Want the ball, look for it.
Catch it!
Catch it, gone. And it's Manoj. That is a great catch. He dropped one earlier, and this time safely pouched Manoj Tiwari. And this is a key moment.
It's a big blow. Gujarat greats. He was looking so good. He was so good through extra cover as well. And I think he's trying to hit it between those 2 fielders at extra cover. They were cleverly put 2 of the fielders really close to each other. And he was very pleased with that. He's got another opportunity to take the catch. And this time he didn't make a mistake. So Mohammed Kaif played a wonderful innings, a tough one. A grafting innings of 34 comes to an end, 82 for 6.
wicket that they were after, the Manipal Tigers. Mohammed Kaif, he was just trying to steer the ship, but found himself in rocky waters and found the hands of Manoj Tiwari, who dropped one earlier, but this time made no mistake. So Yashpal still out there and being joined by Debrawata Das. 82 for 6, so they've got 6 overs still to play with, but they're running out of batters. So the right-hander, 57 matches, just the 728 runs, but a healthy strike rate, and that's important. If they carry on at this rate, they'll get themselves up to 117. At one point, they were looking at sort of 130, 140, but they need to start going at 9 runs and over if they're to do that. And the moment, going at under 6. Just sat up there for Yashpal, and he picks up 4.
Tell you what, Imran Khan, he has really struggled today. He's bowled half trackers, down leg, and that deserved what it got there. That was a poor delivery, so he needs to pull his socks up here and bowl some decent deliveries, otherwise he's going to hand the initiative back to the batting team.
That time turning away from Yashpal. He has a feel for that one, and he's lucky not to get an edge on it.
Oh, well bowled him.
That's a better one from Imran. Yeah, not had his best day with the ball in hand.
Another look at the dismissal. Mohammed Kaif, extra cover. Hit it flat, hit it hard, and he said, thank you very much. Big wicket, that.
Come on, him.
That's facing up for the first time, but Imran decided he's out of stride in his run-up, so he's going to go back and do this one again. Just not timed by Das, facing up for the first time today. And that run rate back down below 6 again.
Oh, yes.
Flighted and on the pads, and he thinks about setting off for that run, and wisely sent back there by Yashpal. It wasn't on, and this is what brought Das out to the middle. Mohammed Kaif had looked so good, so comfortable, just picks out Manoj Tiwari, not putting down that one. Won't make the same mistake twice. Clubbed away into the leg side to get Das off the mark, and hit with enough vengeance that it hits the boundary. Picks up 4. 15 overs gone, 91 for 6.
Driven into the pitch by Obus Pina, who has really come back well after not a great first over. Picked up the big wicket of Mohammed Kaif, the last ball of his previous over. That was the last ball of the last over. Well dispatched by Yashpal Singh, but a drag down from Imran Khan. It's fairly expensive here. Abhishek's with me, so we got, what is it, 4.4 overs left. Abhishek, what's a good score from here, do you think?
Yeah, I think 130, 135 could be a very good score on the surface. If we talk about the bowling, there's been a lot of freebies for these batters today. And hence you saw that obviously they batted really well. Mohammed Kaif was outstanding. He steadied the ship, just played a perfect game for this particular pitch. But now, yeah, just because they've lost 6 wickets, they'll have to delay their onslaught.
Oh, well bowled.
Need an innings like provided by Tissera Pereira for Manipal a couple of days ago at the back end. Just a quick 30-40 from someone. I mean, even to get 125 here, you know, we saw that yesterday. 127 was defended. Billy not in action today. Well, he is in action. He's always in action. Up to something on the boundary.
Oh!
That's gone past the inside edge despite turning. So Urbis Pina is done. Good figures. 1 for 21 for him. And we have 4 overs left of this Gujarat greats innings. What can they get up to? We've got a bit of time to chat about it. It is a strategic timeout.
Official partners, Ojha and Ojha. Official broadcast partner, Star Sports. Official digital screening partner, Frankfurt. Exclusive ticketing partner, ATM Insider. Official radio partner, Radio City. Big FM and polling partner, Coca-Cola. Medical partner, Pulse Hospital.
Had to use all of his nous, all of his experience of playing on slow, low pitches. The scrap to 34 off 40. And without that, Gujarat greats would be in real trouble. As it is, they've got the opportunity here to get up to a score of 130, 140 if they have a bumper finish. And that will be challenging for Manipal Tigers. But they've got to get there. And that's easier said than done. Let's have a look at Kev then. He just played proper cricket shots. Generally with the spin, he put away any bad deliveries that came along. That was a glorious lofted extra cover drive. Didn't do anything fancy. Just solid defence, and then when the ball came along to put away, he put it away. It was a real clinic.
Yeah, batted really well. They needed that from somebody in the middle order. The top hitter has been scoring the runs. And that might be out. I think he just lifted his foot there, Yashpal Singh. The keeper's convinced. Colonel, mustard. But that was a lovely delivery, a hint of drift and then pitching and spinning away. Beautiful to watch.
How quick was the Colonel with his glove work there as well. He's actually kept pretty well in the 2 games. I think he's just behind the line there. And he is pushing it. Right, does the bells come off quick enough? Yes. Very good work, Phil Mustard. Still got the quick hands. That's a classic leg spinner's dismissal as well. And another big blow.
I always feel when you're batting on these sort of pitches, you've got to be slightly behind than you usually stand in the crease. A lot of times when there's a turn and you go to play those deliveries, you can get your feet out, you can drag it out, and hence You need to stand slightly deeper than you normally do on a good surface. And that's why Yashpal Singh had to pay a heavy price. Nicely done by Mustard. Very quick hands, good awareness. But with now Gujarat really struggling. He was looking good, Yashpal. 14 of 15, 94 for 7, Gujarat.
He could get Prasanna, the new batter. Goes big straight away to his fellow Sri Lankan and takes him downtown. 100 up.
And look at the smile on the faces of the Gujarat great camp. Just making a statement. I shouldn't be coming at number 9. That was a beautiful shot. And look at that. Great balance. And also, we often talk about the intent and coming with that positive mindset.
There's definitely positive mindset there. That wasn't the shot to play to that particular delivery. Turned and kept very, very low. But you got a point. I was surprised to see Prasanna coming in at number 9. He can hit a long ball. There's another big pull shot, but it's only going to be 1.
Yeah, he's a good cricketer. Very handy with the bat. Terrific bowler. Especially on that surface, he's going to be a handful. And look at that strike rate we were talking about, 154. You got to get him higher up the order. Over 2,000 runs in T20 cricket as well.
What a delivery! That would have been a fabulous wicket as well, had there been a little scratch from the batter. Phil Mustard thinks there is, I think.
A bit of in drift and then turn. Debabrata Das nowhere close to the pitch. Very lucky not to get an outside edge. Nicely done by the bowler.
And nothing from Asela Gunaratne there in terms of appeal, so maybe there wasn't anything there. 101 for 7. This Gujarat innings needs to fly now, needs to take off. And can it? It's running out of time. 18 deliveries left only. No partnership of significance at all, really. 27 the highest. Quite a few in the teens. Very stop-start. And that's why they are where they are. 102 for 7. As we start the 18th over. It's been very good from Manipal Tigers so far, who've already played on this pitch. Gujarat have not.
The batters might see that as an opportunity with the fast bowling.
Israel Shukla. A quick single chance at the non-striker's end. Might have been very close, that big smile from Das.
Manos Tiwari with that fielding was very quick to get there, and look at that effort from Debabrata Das sprinting to the non-striker end. You've got to be smart. You've got to try and minimize the dot balls, as many as you can. Even if you're not getting the boundaries, you've got to try and get those 1s and 2s. Push yourself, run hard. Even though the conditions are quite tough, it's pretty hot out here in Jammu.
Is Prasanna going to go after the seamer as well as the spinner? Comes down and hoiks to the leg, into the gap, 4 runs. Already this is a very important cameo.
He's playing a little gem, isn't he? Siku Prasanna, a good cricketer again. Look, just dancing down the track a little bit, and then that big heave through the onside, get it in the gap. But he knows that he's got to generate power on this surface. But the ball keeps losing a lot of pace. There's a... the third comes in, and there's a change in field. The mid-wicket goes back.
Cutter, well bowled in the end. Got the angle right. Just cramped up Sikoge there.
Yeah, what Rahul doesn't want to do is make the same mistake he did a couple of nights ago. Keep bowling pace, because as a batter, you are looking pace on deliveries, but again, looking at that delivery where Yashpal got out, quick hands from Mustard. So I think Cutter, the previous delivery which Rahul bowled, was a perfect delivery. Again, they enjoyed that one because they knew it's an important wicket, Yashpal Singh. So pace off is the way to go on this surface.
Again, the cutter, and he can't time that at all. It's not easy, given the two-pace nature of the pitch.
Yeah, we saw some excellent fielding effort throughout the day. Manoj Tiwari was in the thick of things. He's always been a good fielder at point, and look at that for an effort. Full stress dive, getting the ball in the hand and saving a few runs for his side already. And then it was the bowler Rahul of his own bowling. Such a crucial part of this game, fielding. Especially in a low-scoring match, you've got to protect every run you can.
Oh, that's a bad delivery. Put away. That absolutely tore through short fine leg. Couldn't react.
Somebody needs to go and tell Rahul that though he's so confident in executing his Yorkers, on surface like this, he's better off keep bowling those cutters. He bowled the last two deliveries, cutters. He went dot. But again, trying to bowl that magic delivery, trying to bowl that Yorker. And it was an easy picking for Prasanna. Already 9 of this over with one more delivery left.
He goes back to probably what he should have done, but that's pull for 4. Good shot that, he waited on that. Big smile from Shikhar and a big over as well. Goes for 13, 115 for 7. So we've got 2 overs left in the innings. 10 and over from here gets Gujarat up to 135, which might be a pretty good score on this pitch. 127 was enough yesterday in the day game that we had, and enough comfortably as well. So you might well have taken that had you offered it at the start of the innings, and particularly from where they were.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anything over 130, you put yourself in a very strong position on this pitch, and they are at the moment 15-20 runs short of where they would like to be.
And Christian on to bowl his first over, and it is the 19th. I guess the reason being that Christian bowls a lot of cutters, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think it's a very good change from Harbhajan Singh. He'll be a difficult bowler to go after, but before that, the final delivery of the previous over was a slower delivery, but Prasanna, he's really batted well. 19 of just 8, playing a little cameo for his side.
Again, he pulls into that area. Not quite in the gap. He wants 2. Going to be a run out here, surely. There is. Prasanna as well, of all people. He's livid. He's going to get sent upstairs, but that is out. The Brata does. What are you doing?
I think that was poor. Definitely there was a 2-run. If he made that run straight away, Debabrata Das, he would have gone. And also the throw wasn't the best. Prasanna, who was batting really well, out for 20. Yeah, look at how casual Debabrata Das was there. He just was never interested in taking that second run. It was a crucial wicket here for the Tigers. Very smart from Dan Christian. And with that, it's 8 down for the Gujarat greats. That has to be out. Don't think there's any doubt. And he is out for 20 of 9, 117 for 8.
Debabrata Das those decide some runs here. Cutter was in the slot. Wonder what Prasanna would have done with that one had he been on strike. He's not though, he's gone.
We are just 3 runs so far of the first 3 deliveries. They need a couple of boundaries at least in the next 9 deliveries if they want to get to 130. And it's Srishant who's out there. 73 runs in his career. And strike rate, he would like to improve on that, and it's a good opportunity for him to try and improve that. 76 at the moment where it stands. On strike to Dan Christian.
He's got more runs than matches anyway, that's for sure. Wow! That's got a mile! Biggest shot we have seen here in Jammu, and guess who's played it? Srishant.
I can tell you one thing about him. He would enjoy that a lot more than his wickets. That is unbelievable shot in this arc, and look at that timing. Oh, and smile. There must be a smile on his face after that. Come on, Sri. What a hit. Monster.
I always knew he could bat. Banged in. He's going to get off strike here. So it's been a dramatic over, run out, 6. Let's have a look at that 6 again.
Look at that now, he's shadowing as well. Srishant, but look at that for a shot. Right in the slot, and boy did he enjoy that. Outstanding. Terrific hitting from Sri.
I had to wait a long time. Dispatched it on the leg side. Just got that wrong, Dan Christian. It was a very slower ball, very short as well. 129 for 8, expensive over. It's been a strong finish by the Gujarat greats in the last 3 overs in particular. They've gone for 33. Now they've got a shot at 140. They can get 11 off this final 6 balls. And how about another big Srishant 6? That would help, wouldn't it? He's got to be feeling confident after he's belted one almost into the stands. And a big playing surface. And there's going to be another bowler to bowl his first over. Didn't quite work out with Dan Christian. He went for 14. Tisra Pereira, again, a similar type of seamer who will take the pace off. Another big call from Harbhajan. Leg cutter, which, don't know how he's managed to get it there exactly. I think that's right off the cue end.
They were searching for the ball everywhere from fine leg to mid-wicket. Finally realizing that has gone too long on. But that run out again, Prasanna was not happy. I think if Devabrata Das went for it, he would have easily made it. Easily. He could have strolled it.
Another leg cutter, which is drilled to long off.
As a batter, you know what's coming from Thisara Pereira. It's going to be back of the hand, slow deliveries or those cutters you're waiting for. So you expect it to be a slower delivery, and if it's a quicker one, then you react to it as a batter. Srishant, can he hit another one?
That's out. Fantastic Yorker from Thisara. Srishant wanted a piece of him, but it was Thisara who took the piece.
I tell you what, he started his career before this game with a strike rate of 76 and ended with 200 in this match. Srishant would be happy. That was a good ball. Just tried to hit it through the offside. The thought was right, but the execution from the bowler was better. Srishant, after getting 8 of 4, will have to walk back. Gujarat 131 for 9.
That is leg stump. 3 balls to come, bowler coming over right arm.
Last man in, Samar Kadri. Oh, another almost perfectly executed Yorker. This sneak one. I don't think they do, actually. He's not got his bat down there. Again, questionable running. I think this is going to be out, and the Gujarat greats are going to be all out.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Matt. I think he was very lazy to get his bat down. His bat was clearly up in the air. Oh, and look, that poor technique has cost him a wicket. And that's why it's so important to get the basics right in this game. If he had his bat grounded, he would have been in. But also, look at the stride. He slowed down at the end. Maybe he was a bit worried that the ball might hit him. A lot of time that happened. But that's a poor effort from Kadri. They still had a couple of deliveries left, and they would have had Devabrata Das on strike, and decision, I think, will be out. Right decision made, and that's the innings for Gujarat greats. Finishes on 131. Devabrata Das batted well for his 14 of 12.
I think Gujarat will be reasonably happy with that, but equally, a couple of instances of bad running in the last 2 overs maybe cost them another 10 runs or more even, which could be vital come the end of the day. Of course, they didn't bat their 20 overs either. 2 balls that they could have scored off. It was almost like he was thinking of running 2 here. It's like he was leaning back and, you know, just got to get in, make sure you get the 1 first. Not good running at all, but well done to Thisara. Dead-eye Dick, he hit the stumps and did the job. So Budgie's boys, they'll need 132. They'll have to bat well.
Yeah, they'll have to bat really well. I think that's going to be a challenge in total on that surface. But still, they've got enough firepower. They've got a lot of experience in that batting order. Phil Mustard will start the innings at the top of the order. Then you've got the likes of Pereira, Christian. Harbhajan Singh can do a job if required. But if you look at the Gujarat greats batting, struggling in the top 3, didn't get many. Van Veek, Dhawal and Gale. Gale looked good for the short period of 14 of 5. But then Mohammad Kaf played a very good hand. 34 of 40. Then Devabrata Das and Prasanna really batted well at the end of the knock, end of the innings correction, and got them to a healthy total, 131.
There wasn't one massive partnership, just a few starts, really fits and starts. 27 was the highest between Kaif and Askar Afghan. And some useful runs down the end. When Prasanna came in, he really added some impetus. It was just a shame that he got sawn off when he was looking like he was reaching his prime. Let's have a look at the bowling figures as well. He really rotated his bowlers, did Harbhajan. It was only Praveen and Urbas who bowled their 4 overs each. They both had good figures, 2 for 27, 1 for 21. Harbhajan himself only bowled 2 overs, thought he might have bowled 4, and then he interestingly used Christian and Tisra right at the end. Of course, it was dominated by spin largely, though. Didn't see too much seam, and that might be a pattern we see throughout our time here in Jammu. But this will be an interesting run chase. Manipal Tigers need 132 to get their second win here. Stay with us. That run chase will be with you very shortly.
Welcome back. It is the K Rasa Legends League Season 3, match number 15. The Manipal Tigers taking on the Gujarat Greats from the glorious city of Jammu. It was the Gujarat Greats. They won the toss and they decided they would have a bat first. And it wasn't easy going. It was slow start at first, but Mohammed Kaif guided things in the middle to help get them up to 131 and a quick fire 20 off 9 from Prasanna up the end. But they were all bowled out inside their 20 overs. And Mohamed Kaif was the pick of the batters today. 34 from 40. He just managed to maneuver himself into a good position because they were struggling when he came in to bat. They lost their the big guns up the top. And he came in and he just steadied the ship and started to strike nicely. That strike rate at 85, but it was important that he stayed there and managed to put together some partnerships. And not the biggest partnerships, the biggest one to write home about, the 27 between Kaif and Afghan of 28 balls. But he stayed there for a while, and then Prasanna and Das together 23 from 13. And then they just fell away at the end and left 2 balls out there, being bowled out inside their 20 overs. And Prasanna, well, he had a bit of a cameo at the end, 20 off 9. Strike rate up over 222, hitting 3 4s and a 6 on his way to that. And eventually he did have to go, but could be 20 very crucial runs.
A look at the bowlers utilised earlier on. Praveen 2 for 27. And they tried a lot of bowlers. In the end, Christian, the 1 over for 14, quite expensive. In the middle, generally they kept it fairly tight without anyone really dominating with the ball. 2 wickets for 27, the standout.
And Harbhajan Singh, his team were asked to have a bowl first, and they were rewarded quite early when Morne van Beek's bat got stuck as he was trying to ground his bat. We'll remember that from Harmanpreet Kaur back in the Women's T20 World Cup just a couple of years ago. So it's not the first time we've seen something like that on television and in a cricket match, and it won't be the last, I imagine. But well out of his ground in the end, Van Beek. At that point, found themselves 2 for 1. It's just what you want. A big wicket, get one of the openers out. A man who scored a century already. And then Chris Gayle, he came, he went big, and then he went home. And that was the end of Gayle. A quick fire, 14 from just 5, and he just didn't get a hold of that one. He did give us a raised bat as he left the field, though, so always time for a bit of entertainment when the world boss is there. And this one, well, Dhawal, there was no hesitation whatsoever, absolutely plumb. He looked quite comfortable, his 8 from 8, but he was eventually sent on his way by Praveen, and at this point they were 28 for 3 and really struggling.
Afghan was the next to go. He really did struggle, got put down, didn't look really comfortable facing spin, and against the seamer, even less comfortable. This middle stump got removed. Really great bowling from Rahul. And then Manan, the next to go. Wasn't a great piece of cricket. Imran bowled a half tracker, sat up to be hit, and he tried to hit it all the way, but found Urbas Pinar's safe hands, a deep mid-wicket. Disappointing in from him. He'll be really upset. And this was the big wicket of Mohamed Kaif. Brilliantly caught, extra cover. 2 fielders posted in that region for the left-arm spinner. Pinar was the man to remove the very dangerous Kaif.
And then Yashpal, well, he stayed there, 14 from 15 for him, but really quick work by Mustard behind the stumps. And that's what you like to see. He was brought in for the previous game, hadn't had a game yet, didn't get to do much, and then that was really important. Well, Prasanna, this one, thought perhaps it's gone to boundary. The second run was never there. And in the end, he ended up running almost 3, while his batting partner stood at the other end. He'd made his way almost 3/4 of the way back down the pitch before he was sent back. What are you doing? I think that hand signal is saying. And I think what he did was get out. And that was an absolute peach. Shrithant, we saw him launch the biggest 6 we've seen here in Jammu. And then we saw the back of him and his bails went flying.
Yorker before, and another Yorker, and a throw, and a bit of lazy running once again, so let themselves down a little bit with their discipline here when it came to the crunch. And set off, good throw, on target, bat, a foot or 2 in the air. That's very poor running indeed.
A glorious day here, just cooling down slightly. So the Manipal Tigers, that's the equation. They need 132 runs to win from their 20 overs. Their opponents were bowled out in 19.4, so left 2 deliveries out there, but the target 132 for the Manipal Tigers make it back-to-back victories after they won that super over just a couple of nights ago. The fans are in, they've got their popcorn, they've got their drinks, and they're excited to see these legends in action. We've already seen big hitting, we've seen some good wickets, we've seen great bowling, we've seen catches, we've seen drops, we've seen a bit of everything. So bringing the Legends League, the K Rasa Legends League to Jammu is very exciting for the fans. Surat were at times disappointed because they had rain and they really wanted to see matches. We had 2 there, and we're already well into our leg here in Jammu. The 2 on-field umpires heading out to the middle, Matabiri and Martinez, overseeing proceedings out in the middle, dressed in their all black today. And the fans are very excited. It's a glorious colours, outfits on show, and really young fans as well. So fans of all ages. Bit of Donald Duck there as well. Yep, you're on the screen, we're all waving too. And it's got to be snapped up and posted on social media to show that they were here too. And the Vuvuzelas. I love a Vuvuzela, unless you're sat next to it and then you lose hearing in one ear.
That was a bit South African, really, where it started, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember where that originated from. 2010, I think, the Soccer World Cup in South Africa. And it's spread, like you say, it's not great being sat next to one. But out they go, the greats. They've got a defendable score, a competitive score. Is it going to be enough? The ground fielding from the Tigers was exceptional, and you'd like to think that the greats had seen what fielding levels were on display and try and replicate that, take all their catches. As the crowd get ready for this intriguing run chase about to start. The skipper, Dwayne, he's seen what the wicket is like, he knows it's tough, and now he has to maneuver his bowlers, try and make some early inroads into the Tigers' top order.
And there's that target, 132 needed off 20 overs, so they've got to go at 6.6 and over. And the opening batters head out to the middle. There's Morne van Veek, didn't score any today, so he's behind the sticks again. Phil Mustard, the left-hander in his second match of the tournament, 192 games, strike rate up over 122, so that's healthy enough. That's just what they would need in this chase. And he's a very happy cricketer, always full of the joys of spring when you see him. And Manoj Tiwari, more recently retired than most, right-hander, 183 matches, 3,436 runs, and also a pretty healthy strike rate. So they'll want to get in these two, set a foundation, because that's not what the greats did. They lost their openers early and their number 3, and they were the ones we talked about beforehand, the 3 big batters, the big shows up the top, and then it was about trying to maneuver something. And they've also got to take on the bowling of this guy, who has a 6-fer already in the tournament. He took the first 5-fer ever in LLC history, and then said, you know what, 5's not enough, I'm going to have a 6th, and took 6 for 17 way back on the first leg of the tour in Jodhpur. And he has ball in hand. It will be Phil Mustard who will face up for the first delivery. Manan with ball in hand. Just moving Mohammed Kaif round at deep mid-wicket. There's captain Shikhar Dhawan. What a pair of shades he's got on there. They're a very funny pair to do a toss with. They're such good friends, him and Harbhajan. And there's the signal from the umpire, the impact player coming onto the field there, Liam Plunkett, and he comes on for the world boss, Chris Gale, who gave us a very short cameo, short but exciting. Found the boundaries and then found the fielder. So Liam Plunkett comes on, a World Cup winner. That's not a bad person to have come in as your impact player. Goes for the reverse straight away here, Phil Mustard, and that's quite a nice start, isn't it? Just what you want.
Wow. He just got on one knee straight away, reverse sweep. What a special way to get off the mark. A confident start from him. Having a look, facing, as we said, the top wicket taker of the tournament. Some work to do against him, and he's just dismissed him. Lovely execution. on the ground, all the way for 4. Phil Mustard, he's hot.
This time just dabs it into the onside. And it means Manoj Tiwari gets to have a look for the first time today. Dropped a catch and then took a catch today, Tiwari, but took the important one in the end of Mohammed Kaif.
Yep. Still, that's leg stump, yep. And that's middle stump. Coming round.
So to the right-hander now. This is a lot of field changes taking place. They need a slip in, I would think. But where are the boundary riders? Who have they opted for? At the moment, it's deep mid-wicket and a long off. Those are the men, as well as a slip. So good attacking intent by the skipper.
Has it found the edge? Morne van Veek is convinced. Come on, umpire, says Morne. Come on. And it's just a wry smile from Manoj Tiwari. He can't believe it. Morne van Veek.
Well, that was as convincing appeal as you'll ever see. He was absolutely sure. There we go. And Morne van Veek, beautiful catch, big appeal, and there was just nothing. No response at all. Morne van Veek saying, I want to go upstairs.
Well, Manoj Tiwari goes for the reverse sweep too. So we've seen 2 boundaries, and they've both been reverse. So he's up and running too.
It won't help the feelings of the greats after getting that last decision against them. A 4 in the very next ball. That's how cricket works sometimes. It's a harsh game, that's for sure. Unforgiving. But as you said, 2 reverse sweeps in the first over. Really some top-class innovation.
Nine already off this first over. A little quicker and straighter from Manan. They'll pick up 1. Morne van Veek still perhaps thinking about that. He just could not believe that this hadn't found something, and he wasn't given, and it would have been Manan again in the wickets. Goes again and again. Come on, please. Looks to sweep. And I think a little bit of bat on that one. So that's the end of the first over. 10 runs coming from it. Manipal Tigers 10 for none. So 10 coming off that first over. That's just what they wanted to start off this chase. Both getting off the mark with a reverse sweep. So Manan, the Manan that can take wickets, went for 10 off his first. And so this man, Srisant, the right arm fast medium, 65 matches, 54 wickets. And that got him in. You saw him strike an absolutely monstrous 6 earlier on today. Just in the block hole there, and well, off the rebound, off the direct hit, Manoj Tiwari keen to try and get down for another, and Phil Mustard says, no, no, stay there.
It's a lot of action that for a dot ball. Good delivery first up, went for the Yorker. We saw in the previous game, Srisant bowled some in-swingers. And Van Veek just making sure there wasn't an overthrow after the direct hit. He did get a little bit of late in-swing, Srisant, in first couple of games we watched in Jodhpur.
Full delivery nicely struck. And they'll scamper through for one. It's good running. Sun just coming down a little bit. Just a little lower in the sky over these two sides. And that's the impact player come in. You wonder when he might be handed the ball.
There are the fantasy leaderboard brought to you by Dream 11, LLC Season 3. And Guptill, no surprises, he is in red hot form. Southern Superstars really dominating that top 5. There's only Manan Sharma from the Gujarat Greats who's there. Negi having a great series, Razak and De Silva. Superstars.
Dances down the pitch, and that's absolutely glorious from Phil Mustard, and he picks up another boundary, and they're going about this with real intent to start off this run chase.
Facing spin's tough, so when you face seam up, pace on the ball, and it's under your eyes and pitched up, that's when you can really try climb all over it. And Mustard nicely advancing down the wicket, getting some momentum into his stroke. Already his second boundary, off to a flyer. And Dhawal not so pleased about this at all.
Goes for the reverse again, and that's well cut off in the end, but actually not quite fielded cleanly enough, and they pick up another 4. And the Manipal Tigers just smiling and applauding.
And goes for the shot down the ground, and I tell you, if that hit him on the pad, that was absolutely stone dead. But he got the bat down in a nick of time. And then third man tried to stop it and failed to do so. Already we've seen lack of intent and energy out in the field from the greats. The Tigers, top work in the field. They were electric in the field. All their ground fielding, they threw themselves around and saved 20 runs comfortably.
That's well bowled. That's a good recovery, that from Shrikant. Mustard looking to just muscle it.
That was up there. Had an opportunity to smash it straight, and looking a little bit tender at the moment here. Shrikant trying to get through his first over, proving to get the body loose and warmed up as quick as possible.
One's inside edge. So a dot to start the over and a dot to finish it. 2 overs gone, 20 for none. Two openers have started nicely here. Phil Mustard and Manoj Tiwari. 20 already off the first 2 overs. No extras yet bowled, but they are taking advantage of this power play situation, and they're trying to put a big dent in this chase early on and give themselves a foundation from which they can really leap, pick up another win, and hope that it's far less stressful than their win over Toyam Hyderabad just 2 days ago. Mohammed Kaif on your screens there, he batted really well today, and in the end was caught nicely by the man batting out in the middle, Manoj Tiwari. But the left-hander Phil Mustard to face up the first delivery. Shuffles down the pitch and takes on Manan. Hasn't quite got a hold of it. Has it just fallen short of the boundary rope?
Once again, quick use of the feet. And a clear ploy from the Tigers to target this power play. This is going to be great passage of play from them. Mustard picking up his 4th boundary now, 18 off 7. Brilliant work from him. And they're taking down their top bowler, the top wicket taker in the tournament as well. Not often you target those guys.
Goes for the reverse. He has been struck on the pad there. The finger's gone up. Oh, and Phil Mustard will be really disappointed with that one. He was just getting going.
Well, he's tried all the shots. He's tried the reverse this time, and it hasn't worked out for him, but he's come in and he's set the tone very nicely for his team. Let's have another closer look. Pitching on, and that might be missing his off stump, my first impression. So he's also a long way down the pitch as well, so the umpire had a lot of confidence in the ball hitting the stumps, not so much us. Mustard, he's on his way for 18. Tigers 24 for 1.
Obus Pienaar comes out to the middle to replace Mustard. Gone for a flamboyant 18 from 8. Perhaps unlucky, but when the finger goes up, he got to go. And Manan in the wickets again. Now you've got to slip in here for Obus. That was there to be hit, but his first delivery he's faced today, and he is off the mark.
So he's up to 10 wickets in the tournament. He's still the top wicket taker. Having another look. Pitching on, but did it straighten enough, and that looked to be probably missing off stump, if we're honest.
That is middle stump, yes, that's middle stump. Nice.
That's a nice, solid test match defensive shot there from Tawari.
Very good for 2 quick ones here, Mane.
So this was the end of Phil Mustard looking to go reverse again. And that's found the gap. Mohammed Kaif, he batted for a long time. He's really going to have to give chase. And that's great running. He's been watching the Olympics, sprinting down that.
What a fighter. Brilliant. He's got to be breathing heavy after that. But a 60-meter sprint there. He managed to rein it in. Brilliant shot as well. Nicely timed and pushed, and off he goes. Here we go. Get those arms pumping. Lovely work. His partner left him there a little bit.
Again, that's just past Mohammed Kaif, and he stays on his knees this time. And he's not going to be getting up and chasing that one. And Liam Plunkett says, well, you did completely outstrip me running last time, so I suppose this time I'm going to have to chase it. 3 done, 30 for 1. They started pretty quickly, the 2 openers, guided by Mustard, who was striking it to all parts, really enjoying going reverse play, dealing in boundaries, so they are ahead on the Wiggly Worms at the moment. They're 30 for 1, the Greats were 22 for 2 at this point. And they've already struck 5 fours on their way. So Srisanth to bowl his second, an expensive first. Finds the outside edge. There is a fielder down there at deep third. It's Manan again, he's just bowled.
He's the man of the moment. He's top of the pile in terms of wicket takers. And his team, every time they're unsure or needed someone to step up in the game, as in now, he opens the bowling. Also in the middle section of the game, when they really need a wicket, he steps up again and he always produces the goods.
Good delivery, full straight. Not really giving him any room over Spina. And this is a much better start, this from Sreesanth. And you wonder when they'll bring on someone like Liam Plunkett. He's the kind of wicket taker in those middle overs.
Like, he hits the wickets really well. And also he's got some good cutters as well. He can really dig into the pitch, and they'll be tough to get away today, that's for sure.
Tries to come down the pitch at this one. It just kicks up on him, Oberspina, and he came to the middle when we saw the back of the opener, Phil Mustard, who was going along really nicely, opened up his account with a reverse sweep, and then just taking on Sreesanth, dealing in boundaries, and that one was just delightful. Managed to get his bat on the ball there. This going over the top, and then it was the reverse. He'd done so well for him, and then it was eventually his downfall, and he had to go. That's a glorious shot. Over covers Oberspina, and Sreesanth just bites his finger in frustration.
Really clear ploy from the Tigers to target this power play, pick up boundaries before the field is set back, and it becomes really hard work. And this is on the up, and Oberspina, he's got a long reach, tall man as well. He gets right on top of that bounce and slaps it through cover. A little first boundary to Oberspina.
Struck on the leg, looked pretty high. He's trying to hoik that into the leg side. Leg bite called by the umpire.
Extremely tough shot to play on this type of wicket. The pull shot, very, very close call this one. Just nipping back and sliding down the leg side. Good call. Hitting him on the back leg. Pleading with the umpire. Keeps asking him. He still doesn't get the answer he's looking for, unfortunately. Good delivery though, bang on target. Target those stumps.
That's gone aerial. Fielder comes round Mohammed Kaif, and he can only watch it. One bounce, 4. And this is the intent they wanted. 4 overs done, 40 for 1. What a glorious view. And it's very hard to tell just how big that flag is, but it's absolutely enormous. It's a wonderful, wonderful flag. It's an interesting one. Some flags, you know, you just got your color, but the Indian flag is beautiful, something you so often associate with cricket. Lovely view over Jammu. So 40 for 1 after 4 overs. Manoj Tiwari, the opener, still out there in the middle. The man to go, Phil Mustard. And we're going to have a change in bowling. Samar Quadri, right arm leggies. And Pienaar moves early, gives himself room, and that is a wonderful looking shot.
Any spinners who have thrown the ball up and over pitch have been smashed. Needs to be a lot flatter into the pitch. Was Pienaar just backing away a little bit, opening up that offside. Hitting it straight at us. Great view of that stroke through extra cover.
This time goes aerial again, and it's back-to-back 4s for Obers Pienaar. Welcome to the party, Samar Quadri.
still got 1.4 overs left in this power play, but this is now the highest power play score in Jammu this year. Plenty of boundaries. They've already hit 9 fours.
It's a good recovery. Yes, the highest power play, but also crucially, they haven't lost the wickets yet, she says, that the greats had lost. They lost 3 wickets inside their first 6 overs. Full toss, and that is huge. The first 6 of the chase. Obus Pina brings up the 50 for the Manipal Tigers.
They are marching on here. 127 sixes now. And they are taking to the leg spinner here under some big pressure. Only 2 boundary riders allowed, and they're taking full toll. Dwayne, there's nothing he can do about it here. Obus Pina, 21 of 10 already.
That time just died a little in the pitch, so he gets that bottom edge a bit quicker there from Samar, and that's a good recovery after you've just been launched back over your head. Found some turn there, so 2 dots to close out that over. 14 runs coming from it, 5 done, 54 for 1.
Signs are good for Manipal Tigers. 54 taking off the first 5 overs, and not just that, but the way they've gone about it. Some really clean striking. Some of the cleanest we have seen since we came to Jammu. Both these batters have looked good. Manoj Tiwari, 14 of 10. Obus Pina, 21 of 12. And we're going to have another leg spinner, Sikuge Prasanna. Again, it's finding the middle of the bat quite often at the moment. Exactly the kind of start they would have wanted. Feel Mustard as well. Yeah, touch and go. It's another 2 to the total. It's been proper batting, Abhishek.
They batted beautifully. I think what they did really well, they had a proper game plan, how they want to go about it, and they executed their plans better than the opposition. Manoj Tiwari is looking really good for his 16, and Obus has just come and made a massive difference with some proper, clean power hitting.
I think that's outside the line. It's been a frustrating power play for Gujarat. I think they think a couple of decisions should have gone their way, but not that one.
I think the right decision made. Clearly outside the line of off stump, and also the gloves. Yeah, but just got to be careful here, Manoj, with that sweep when he's batting so well, straight down the pitch.
What they've done really well is they've tended to hit with the spin as well. Played low-risk shots.
Yeah, they just got to bat here because now again we look at that picture, clean gloves, then onto the pads.
That one kept low, but he watched it. Still gets a single. They're ticking along nicely. Already the best power play we've seen by distance here in Jammu.
Exceptional cricket by these two. Even Mustard batted really well. It was an unnecessary shot which he played. But that's the way he plays. He loves his reverse sweep. He loves his sweep.
They needed that. Hits middle stump, halfway up. Sikuge Prasanna, the last ball of the power play. Obus Pina very disappointed with that. He gave himself lots of room, but that was his undoing.
Yeah, I think on a pitch like this, what you don't want to do is go outside the leg stump and open those 3 stumps to the spinners. Anyway, there's the balls turning. is difficult. Look at that in-drift, but look at his footwork, where he ended up. He ended up a feet outside the leg stump when he actually played that delivery. He was getting away from the ball rather than getting into the ball there, over spinner. He'll be disappointed. He played a good hand of 21 of 13, 57 for 2, Manipal Tigers.
And we're all going to have a bit of a break. It's time for our first strategic timeout.
Official mobile game, Green Cricket 24. Official partners, One Expat and Ojha. Official broadcast partner, Transports. Official digital screening partner, Factor. Exclusive ticketing partner, ATM Insight. Official radio partner, Radio City. Jammu radio partner, Big Impact. Jammu boarding partner, Coca-Cola. Jammu medical partner, Pulse Hospital.
Manipal Tigers 57 for 2 off the first 6 in pursuit of 132, so they now need 75 off 84 balls. You would say they're ahead of the game at the moment because they've scored very quickly in that power play, the best power play we've seen in the 3 matches so far in Jammu. Just need to keep wickets in hand now, rotate the strike, and they should get there.
Yeah, I just think they need to be sensible. The required rate under 5.5, it should be fairly easy. And they started really well. That reverse sweep, he plays it so very well. Look at that. That's an unbelievable shot, but then that was also the downfall for him. Third time, he didn't get lucky. And then came Obus, played some magnificent shot. Manoj Tiwari flicked that from the stumps. And that power of Obus took that ball sailing over long on, and then Siku got into the act. Clean bowled, Obus.
That came at the perfect time. Last ball of the power play, they really needed that. Gujarat just to have something to hold on to going into that strategic timeout. Samar Kadri needs to be better this over. He was a bit floaty and full. One full toss in his first over. Obus Pina took advantage, took him down for 14. He's got the field spread now, though.
Tiwari loves going over covers against left arm spinners, leg spinners.
Yeah, it's not a given, isn't it, for the spinners that you're just going to rock up and keep it tight and take wickets. You've still got to think about the right pace and the right length, and we have seen on the odd occasion spinners get it wrong.
Yeah, because as a skipper, you expect the spinner to do well on a surface like this. Angelo Pereira, who's come out there in the middle to join Manoj Tiwari, strike rate of 120 and over 2,000 runs in T20 cricket. And going back to the point, as a spinner, you expect it to do well, but still, even though it's a turning pitch, you've got to still bowl on the right areas. You've got to execute your deliveries well. Slip in place for the new batter.
Pereira's off the mark straight away. These two can just cobble together a partnership of 30-40, then heads will start to go down. They don't need to score too quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. But the only way the bowling side can come back into this game is by picking regular wickets. And we have seen that so often. A team in a very strong position suddenly loses a couple of wickets, then the required rate starts going up. And also as a fielding side, you've got to be ready. You've got to try and cut those singles, put that extra bit of pressure on both these batters, especially the new batter. And again, looking at that wicket, look how far he went away from the ball, Obus.
Be determined. They're going to come through for a quick one.
Oh!
Might have been close had that been on target. Srishant doing the fielding down at short fine.
He was a bit annoyed with himself, Srishant. Look, that ball, he could have easily drove through covers, but he had that shot in his mind before the ball was bowled. That wherever the ball comes, I'm going to try and sweep it. It was a predetermined shot from position.
See, can't you? These two are very active players. They're trying to both get off strike. It's tap and half a run. Can we get a single there? Fielders have got beyond their toes.
Yeah, Manoj recently retired. He played first-class cricket until end of the season this year. So still quite fit, still hungry for runs.
Just hinted to give himself room there. Finishes with the dot ball, Kadri, 60 for 2. It is a deep batting lineup for the Tigers today. The likes of Sela Gunaratne and Christian Tissera Pereira, Baji himself, all still to come. And they can use an impact player as well. They will undoubtedly bring a batter in. So you put one in there too, and all of a sudden it's looking like a tough job for Gujarat greats from here. They need wickets. But on this pitch, you get one, you can often get 2, 3 in quick succession. Oh, that's got through. I think it was Shikhar himself, so can't have a go at anyone.
Yeah, should have stopped it, Shikhar. Sets very high standard for himself in the field. Was nicely driven again on a turning pitch, getting really close to the pitch, Manoj, and controlling the shot. Not an easy option. Now Angelo Pereira batted well in the previous match, got 18 on that surface, and really had that partnership to get their team to a decent total of 127. Again, there's a change in field. Shikhar, he knows the importance of wicket. If they want to make a comeback, they'll have to pick wickets on a regular interval. Brings himself back in the slip.
Goes aerial and straight for 4. Good shot, Angelo Pereira. He gave himself room, so he had options, and the ball was close enough, so he didn't have to go up and over cover. He just went dead straight.
That's something you expect from the leg spinner. Here and there, just missing the length. Couldn't control the flight. A bit too full for his liking. And Angelo Pereira, who was ready, played it nicely with the spin just over the bowler's head. A couple of bounces into the boundary. It's a good partnership building again.
On the first one quickly, and they're going to get 2. Good stuff, good running from these two guys. It's always interesting, isn't it, when you have countrymen against countrymen. There's a few Sri Lankans, for example, in this tournament. When you see them playing each other, sometimes they're ultra aggressive because they know the game. You saw Prasanna really go after his fellow countrymen in the first innings.
Yeah, even though you know each other really well, some of them are really good friends, but you always want to have that upper hand. Again, nicely driven. Without even taking any risk, they managed to get 8 of the first 4 deliveries. And that's exactly what they need to do. They don't need to do anything different, both these players. Don't need to take any unnecessary risk.
Yeah, they're not at the moment, are they? They're just chugging along and just ticking it down run by run. That required rate you see on your screen is not high, 5.18. So the pressure is not great on these two batters at the moment. It will only become that way if Gujarat can somehow get a wicket or two and then start to push that number up. That's the best way to do it. It's hard to do with these two batters in. Really good batting in that over. They scored off every delivery, including one boundary. They get 10 off it, 70 for 2. The orange worm well ahead of the yellow worm at the moment. That can change pretty quickly. But they're heading in the right direction, the Tigers, and they'll be heading up the table too. If they can win this one, they'll only have one more game after this, so 2 points today. They're in good shape for the playoffs. Oh, that's so close to being an inside edge onto the stumps. It's going to bring him 2 runs though instead. Things are going the Tigers' way at the moment.
You've got to be frustrated as a bowler when you see that happening time and again. Again, went for a big heave, tried to play it through the offside. Very lucky to get an inside edge. Still managed to get a couple. They need wicket here. Somehow. You can see the point and cover very close to the batter. They understand the importance of stopping those ones. That's going to put pressure. Then the bat shot will come.
Kaif. He's so sprightly in the field, isn't he? Belying his age, flying around. He's not really holding back at all, is he?
It's good to see the commitment from him. Earlier we saw him play a wonderful knock of 34, 39. And now making sure he's giving it all. And it shows the desperation. They want to win the game. They're not just here to turn up. They want to win every game they can.
Just sort of entered a bit of a holding pattern now, hasn't it, this chase, which suits Manipal. They're more than happy to just take 1s and 2s here and there.
And what Manipal have done really well, what we all do, we all love LLC. Oh, nicely bowled, quicker, flatter, surprise the batter.
Also got a lot of words of advice, Mohammad Kaif. Oh, quick one again. I think direct hit there. Manoj Tiwari could well have been gone, but it wasn't a direct hit. 75 rather, for 2. So we got the lights coming on here, and we have a double header for you in Jammu. So plenty of time if you're in the area, if you're local, get in for the second game. It's going to be cooler, and it's going to be under the lights as well. And we expect that's going to fill up those stands. Really nice stadium, this nice perfect bowl, and there's the pavilion there. Those are the nice seats. Those are the places you need to be in the shade, particularly in a day game.
Oh, what a view. What a sight that is. Beautiful Jammu. And they're busy. Oh, and look at that man who's operating that drone. A lot of credit goes to him. Seeing it a bit too far, but still looks beautiful. That's a lovely sight.
You know what, I've always thought if I wasn't going to be a presenter or commentator, I'd like to be a drone operator. I reckon that looks fun. That would be like my second job in TV. Once I'm too old to do this.
Yeah, Yashpal Singh, we don't really see him bowl very often, but because the conditions require spinners, and hence he's been bought into the attack.
Okay, so 2 games for you today at the Maulana Azad Stadium. Coming up next, Playam Hyderabad against the Southern Superstars. Bottom against top. Superstars already through to the playoffs. They've won 5 out of 5. Been brilliant. Hyderabad need a win, but they got a good side. I'm surprised they're at the bottom. Could be 2 again here. That's just perfectly weighted, that shot. It's like the old Dean Jones, just drop it to the edge of the circle and you'll get 2.
Yeah, this is really smart cricket. Really impressive from Manoj. 24 of 22 batted. Really well taken, a lot of responsibility. They needed somebody from the top 3 to steady, to take it deep, and that's exactly what he's doing. And whenever the opportunity has arrived to get a boundary, he's done that as well.
Dragged down again, just chipped into space for a 1.
Just very happy to rotate 1s and 2s because the required rate has come down to nearly 5 and over. And if you look at the points table, Superstars right there at the top.
Thanks, Yashi. Come on, Yash, get 1 for us, yeah. Just 1, yeah, Schultz.
Yeah, it's been incredible, really, how good the Superstars have been. They've been lucky with the rain, too, so it's just about after that. It's a bit of a fight, scrap between 5 teams for 3 spots.
Oh!
Again, they've scored every ball of this over. Just keeping it simple.
Yeah, I think all the experience of these players, they played a lot of cricket and hence they're playing in the Legends League. So they're plenty of experience, know how to take this innings forward, and look at that man again.
Listen, I'm going to go and learn some things of him after I'm done today. Oh, leading edge, but doesn't go anywhere. We're halfway through this run chase, 81 for 2. Sight that perfectly billowing flag, and we got lots of Indian stars involved in this tournament as well. Big stars, Shikhar Dhawan, Harbhajan today, the likes of Suresh Raina, Dinesh Karthik involved as well. Everywhere you look, every team's got a couple of genuine big name superstars in their side. Manan Sharma back into the attack. Good move, their premier bowler.
Oh!
That's another single. Well done. Might even get an overthrow here. They were thinking about it. Wise decision in the end. John Kent's join me again. How's it, my boy? How's it, China?
Lekker. Baie lekker, indeed. Enjoying my time, Jammu, and so far to our third location with 1 week to go.
Oh, that's an absolute peach. Made even more of a peach by the fact that Pereira moves to the leg side. And Monica van Veek's having a bit of fun out there.
The batsman backing away, and then luckily for him, it missed the off stump. I think he was waiting for the timber to be disturbed there. You know, when you hear that dreaded sound with the stumps being cleaned up. And what's going on here? Are they reviewing for a stumping? Monica van Veek's asked the question. And I think, has he caught him out here? It looked a bit innocuous, really. Nothing really happened there. And then the next thing, Monica van Veek has asked the question. They've gone upstairs. So could this be a big surprise?
Oh, now. Thought he waited, but actually he went straight away. And I think that might be out. Might have to get the zoomer involved, but hoofed his back foot across. And that could be a really smart bit of work by Monica van Veek. It is a frame, isn't it? It's so close. I think he might just be out. You can see after that the foot goes down further. So I think he's just out here. What do you reckon?
I agree with you. It looks like there's daylight between shoe and ground there when that bail gets dislodged. Monica van Veek, brilliant work from him. And this is the partnership they needed to break. This would be an amazing breakthrough for them. They're desperate for a wicket. The batting side needing under 6 and over at the moment. And there the bail's off. And for me, that looks in the air. So we wait for the men upstairs to push a button. And what's it going to be? Here it comes out, yes. Brilliant work. Monica van Veek, you hero. He loved that, didn't he? Little celebrate. You don't see keepers celebrating much. But Pereira, he has got the shock of his life right there. He didn't think he had any issues. But Monica van Veek had other ideas. Love that smile on his face there. Brilliant. What a character.
He is a character, isn't he? Even the appeal was good. And Angelo's not happy about that, but I don't think he can be too disappointed. Foot was in the air. 15 off 16, 82 for 3.
That's me. Leg stump there, you go leg stump. One more, Mani. Come on, boy.
A much needed breakthrough for Gujarat greats, because Manipal Tigers were starting to cruise to their target. Now they've just got a glimmer of hope here. A shard of light for the greats. And the response from Manipal is to send in the impact player. Amit Verma is in at number 5. Means they keep some power in reserve as well. The likes of Dan Christian, Tissera Pereira. And he's in for Rahul Shukla. Also gives them a left-right combo. Leg slip in for Amit Verma. And Manan Sharma is all smiles because he is running away with the leading wicket taker award at the moment. 11 in the tournament. The turn, leg slip, taken by Mohammed Kaif. What a catch, what a plan as well.
That was unbelievable stuff. What a plan and what a feeling when those plans come together. Manan gets his another one. That's his 3rd wicket. And he's running rampant through this top order. First delivery, impact player, inside edge, and straight in the hands, and off he goes. Mohammed Kaif, big celebrations. And the greats are playing some great cricket, some brilliant cricket. And Manan, he cannot do a thing wrong. Another wicket to go. That's the end of Verma. Short stay for none. 82 for 4.
Gunaratna is the new batter for this stacked Manipal Tigers side. Christian Tissera still to come, just keeping the big hitters in reserve.
Oh!
Off the mark straight away. But Manan Sharma has just given the greats a real boost here. Much needed. Really good over. He's picked up a couple of wickets. 83 for 4. So I think we might get one more ball of that Manan Sharma over. Ended up being a 5-ball over, and they just were a bit too quick to move around everyone. So we're going to reset. Everyone has to go back to where they were. Manan Sharma gets another crack. Opportunity to get 3 wickets in the over, John.
Oh, I was backing him for a possible fifer here from a late surge of wickets, and he's got another chance, like you say. So he's now got the most wickets in a single edition. There's another look, inside edge, and straight into the mitts of Mohammed Kaif. Big celebration, what a plan, and it's come off perfectly.
Love it when a plan comes together. 12 wickets for Manan Sharma. As you said, that's the most wickets in a single edition, beating Pravin Tambe's 11 in season 1. Oh, that's beaten. Short third. Work to do for the Bopara. Does it well. And they pick up 2. That is the over. 85 for 4.
Mid wicket, mid wicket.
Manipal Tigers need 47 from here, and that is in 54 balls. You would say on a normal pitch that is an absolute walk in the park, but probably won't be a walk in the park from here because plenty in it still for the bowlers, and it's a slow, low turner, so not easy to score quickly, but still you would say the Tigers on top. Tawari going really well, 29 off 26. Sun's just starting to go down now. It's just starting to cool off slightly. Oh, that was close. That was pretty straight. Had he missed that, I'm pretty sure Sikige would have gone right up.
Got an interesting thought here as the towel came out of his pants as he delivered that ball. And recently we saw a wicket taken in a county game and he was given not out and had to replay the ball. Got him!
That's out! The googly right through bat and pad. Perfect. All of a sudden, the greats are right back in this.
Brilliant delivery, straight between bat and pad. Tawari, he's been so good for them. He's been the man they've batted around, but just drifted in, and he was playing for turn, straight through the gate. That is a timely wicket. Prasanna now gets his second. Manan and Prasanna causing havoc in this Tigers lineup. He's gone for 29. The Tigers now 86 for 5.
Clash of the salons here. Let's have a look. Dragging rights on the court here, 6. Quads.
Mini collapse going on here for Manipal Tigers. They've gone from 82 for 2 to 86 for 5. 3 wickets in the last 8 balls. And suddenly, the greats have got a spring in their step. Tissera Pereira comes in, the hero of the first game here in Jammu. Fantastic innings to get the side up to a good score of over 140 in that game. Ended up winning on super over. Now he needs to get them home in a chase. What a shot to start off with. Hit hard, flat for 6.
That is out the blocks quickly. Phil Mustard said he hit a 4 of his first ball as well, but this was 6. Absolutely out the middle of the bat. He walks in and, geez, I tell you what, he means serious business with that type of stroke coming out. He thought he'd have a look, knock one up the ground, but he's just slapped that one into the side screen. Brilliant work.
Yep, it is first ball for a boundary 2 days ago. He's done the same thing here today. What a clean strike. I think that's how he's going to go about it today.
So he had a really good game the previous night when he went to the super over. 48 not out of 27. He was key. Got himself in, and then he started playing strokes back over the bowler's head. But that was the end of Tawari. Lovely bowling through bat and pad. Bang, middle stump gets knocked back.
I think it was actually a leg spinner that didn't turn.
Oh!
Sweep for 4, possibly? No. It's going to be 2. Yeah, it was a leggy that just went straight on. Thought it was a googly initially. That can also be a tricky delivery on a turning pitch. One turns, one doesn't. Manipal Tigers 22 ahead at this stage of Gujarat greats, so shouldn't panic.
Oh!
Expensive over, it's gone for 10, but they have picked up a wicket, 95 for 5.
Next time.
95 for 5. The Tigers. The sun has been red hot all day, but it's just starting to go down. And I'm sure all of the fielders in particular will be very grateful for that. Not easy playing in these conditions.
Guys, you want to see that there?
Baking hot sun. It's getting more and more pleasurable as the day goes on. And we've got a night game coming up as well. That'll be great under the lights here in Jammu. Hopefully get a few more locals coming in as well. Saturday, quite a few people do work on a Saturday or a couple of Saturdays a month. And then after work, hopefully they'll come in. We have a bit of an atmosphere. It's our buggy operator, Piyush, doing a great job as ever. So is he also operating. Takes 2 people to operate the buggy. Oh, that's kept low. Now, do they want to try to? Not to Mohammed Kaif.
The shades have come off, the floodlights taking effect. As with the combination of the last wicket, caught Kaif bowled Manan at the leg slip position. So now the problem is 2 new batsmen at the crease. That's a bit of a problem for any batting side in T20 cricket. Just
wow, that's a perfect globe. Look at that. Stunning. Reverse on the full. Beats Mohammed Kaif, runs away for 4. That'll relieve some pressure.
100 comes up, the loss of 5 wickets. They played some really great sweep shots and reverse sweeps. They've put a bit of time in on their off days, I'm sure, to work on these type of skills. It takes a lot of time to perfect these type of strokes.
That is close. Oh, that was very close. I want to see that again. It's skidded on. Warner Van Veek believes another one has not gone their way.
The pressure on the umpire here. Did this straighten enough? And I think that has straightened enough. Manan, he should have another one. Warner Van Veek again. He's saying, where's it going, umpire? Under.
It's 2 now. Easy. Primary school decisions.
You got to say, probably the rub of the green hasn't quite gone the Gujarat greats in this innings. What a great bit of work that was, though, by Warner Van Veek. Brilliant stumping. This is the last 3 wickets. Then, what a plan. Leg slip in, go straight to him, and then through the defences of Manoj Tiwari. Been there for a while, playing for a bit of leg spin that wasn't there. So that's just kept the greats in this game, but they need another 1 or 2 quickly. Bang! Tissera goes big. Second 6 for him.
Tell you what, he makes the game look extremely easy a lot of the time. And when he commits to a stroke, there is no looking back. That's one of the biggest hits we've seen for quite some time. Under his eyes, he just swings those arms smoothly and freely. And that is some crisp timing, way over the boundary.
It's another good over for the chasing side. This goes for 12, 107 for 5. Should be fairly comfortable from here for Manipal. They've had some consistent partnerships early on. Mustard, Manoj, Urbis and Manoj Tiwari, Pereira and Manoj Tiwari. And then now, Gunaratne and Tissera. 21 off 10 has just swung things back their way again. It's only a required rate of 3.5 from here. It would be a sensational victory from the greats if they could pull this one out the fire.
Be a miraculous comeback because they're only requiring 3.5 to the over. Plunkett, they're resorting to going back to seam. They're throwing absolutely everything at the Tigers here. The greats trying to keep taking wickets. That's the only way they can get back in this game here because that required rate's far too easy at 5 wickets. That's what they need here. Tigers going along at a really good rate compared to all the other games we've watched.
Here's the impact player, Plunkett. And immediately he does Gunaratne with a cutter. He was about 3 days too early on that shot.
It almost hit him on the back. He was through the shot and a little pirouette, and the ball still hadn't got there. So banging it in with the off cutter action. Have a look, he's through that ball, and oh, a loosener, no doubt, from Plunkett. Good option. I like these cutters. He's very good at those type of deliveries.
Yeah, I wonder how much pace on we're going to see from him. That was pace on. Yeah, quite late for the impact player to try and make an impact at this stage with just 24 needed. This pitch could suit him. We've seen Rahul Shukla be very dangerous at times just by banging out a hard length, and that is the kind of style of bowler that Liam Plunkett is. Big, strong guy. Barrel-chested, you might say, about Liam Plunkett. He's very broad around the shoulders and chest, and that's where a lot of his pace comes from. They need something special from him now. And he bangs it in, but too short on that occasion. Too easy for Tissera to take 2.
I think he went through the full shot allotment there. I was running through his mind. He could have played plenty of shots for this. He just sat in the wicket, sat up, and he just really had to wait for that ball to get to him. Eventually, just slapped it on the onside. Plunkett banging it halfway down with his off cutters. Interesting tactic, that.
Then they run the first hard. But this time too close to long on. No point risking a run out. Tissera is having a good tournament with the bat so far. He's come here late and he's just hit the ground running. 48 not out of 27 balls. Legend of the match a couple of days ago. Time running out here for Gujarat greats, and it's running out for them as well in terms of getting to the playoffs. If they lose this one, they'll have 2 games left and they will be still outside the top 4, so they may have to win their final 2.
I'm okay.
Not thinking for Shikhar Dhawan to do, not just today, but the next couple of games too. Pitched outside leg. Another overdone. 112 for 5.
Next up, this. That is next camp.
Wow, look at that for a sight. But is the sun going down on the Gujarat greats here? Goes for the reverse, and he's struck on that back leg, and it's only Morne van Veek that's got any interest at all in that. Gunaratne, he was out there with the ball in that super over just a few nights ago. At the moment, he wants to be out there with the bat and finish things off.
It's 2 hits for you. I love the challenge as well.
Carved away. There is a fielder out there, so still 19 needed from 34 now. It does sound pretty regulation, and these two are both set out in the middle, but a couple of quick wickets.
Yeah.
That's well kept out by Tisara Pereira, and they're going to come back for the second. Going to have to be quick here. Direct technique's gone. Good running, really good. Put the pressure on the fielder who had to come in from the boundary.
This partnership's really closing this game out fairly quickly. 29 off 19. Brilliant work from the two here, really anticipating, putting in the hard yards.
Again, good running. This is what they want to keep doing, to keep ticking over. Don't get bogged down and building up dots. Yes, you know, they only need 16 from 32, but it's still 16 needed. You can't afford to just build up dots and let that run rate creep back up again.
So some of the fielders in the ring, they're on their heels a little bit, and they're just hitting runs straight to them like that last delivery.
That's really well bowled. It's just straightened on him and he's kept it out, Gunaratne. That's turned a bit, it's turned away from him. Finishes the over with a dot. So 15 overs gone, 116 for 5 here, the Manipal Tigers. So they still require 16 runs from the next 30 balls, and they'll have time to try and have a little discussion, the two batters out there in the middle, because it's now time for a strategic timeout. So 131 was put up by the Gujarat greats. They were all bowled out with 2 balls still to go. And at the moment, the Manipal Tigers, they look like they are on the way home with this one. 16 now needed off the final 5 overs. It sounds pretty simple, but it's not over until it's over. And with what we've seen happen on these pitches at times, they won't be counting their chickens until they come home to roost. Just bringing the strategic timeout to a close here. Gunaratne and Tisara going along nicely in the middle. This partnership now up to 30 from 22, and they know they need 16 more to win this game and make it 2 wins on the bounce.
Oh!
Yeah, he's had a feel for that one, Tisara.
He's batted beautifully. Even in the previous match, he played a wonderful knock. And here Yashpal just bowling a cricket delivery with the arm, keeping low.
Again, not timing it, but they won't mind. They pick up one. And that's all they need to be doing at the moment. It's not necessarily the most flamboyant way to do it, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple. The equation is as simple as you can get. Required rate just over 3. 2 set batters out there in Gunaratne and Thisara Pereira. As long as they don't do something dramatically silly, I don't think things would go wrong for the Manipal Tigers. 31-run partnership between these two of 24.
Found a bit of turn there, Yashpal. And
There you go.
they will pick up a bonus one. Shikadawan just sort of running past that. Doesn't want to play a bit of football.
I just feel that the spinners could have bowled a lot better. For the Gujarat greats, we saw plenty of full deliveries, some short deliveries, which allowed the batters to get away.
Oh! He's completely missed that. So much space between bat and ball.
It's a tricky pitch for the batters. Again, there's hardly any bounce, keeping very low. Very lucky not to get an inside edge and chopped it back onto the stumps there, Pereira.
That one, the flighted delivery from Thisara, full flighted, unable to dig it out, Thisara, and this is what they want. They want to start building these dot balls. Just 2 off this over so far.
Yeah, at the moment he doesn't know what's coming from the bowler, Pereira.
He will keep strike for the beginning of the next over. So just the 3 runs coming off that one. 16 done, 119 for 5.
That's the end of number 16 overs, 119 for 5 Manipal Tigers. Iqbal Iran.
Just the one lone cloud floating in the sky. Bit of light on there, the floodlights are on, the sun's gone down here in Jammu, and the sun looks like it might be setting on the Gujarat greats tonight. The Manipal Tigers now need 13 from the final 4 overs. And they might think, do we want to get this done and have an impact on our run rate, or do we want to just tick the box, get the win, and make it 2 in a row?
I just feel at the moment they wouldn't be looking too far ahead. They'll be happy to take a couple of points. As long as they can keep winning, they have a good chance of qualifying.
Yeah, and that's well bowled from Liam Plunkett. And the greats, they managed to put themselves in a fairly good position, mainly thanks to the work from Mohammed Kaif with the bat. And then you saw him out in the field today, and he's been like a cat out there, turning back the clock. We saw him racing to the boundary and then taking it low and a slip as well. It's been absolutely astonishing.
He was like a child, wasn't he, after taking that catch? Just remembering all those times where he was just unbelievable in the field.
That is massive. Thisara says, I want to get this done quickly. And he picks up 6, and now it's just 7 needed to win.
It makes a massive difference. When you have such power and the ability to strike as cleanly as he does, makes a world of difference to any side. And look at that power, look at that balance. Just outstanding. Slower delivery, picked it early, and the power does the rest. Takes it all the way. And now, just 7 required of 22. He will look to finish it in this over itself, Pereira.
Straying down the leg side there, Plunkett. So now he could do this in one fell swoop.
Yeah, hit away. And he did exactly that in the previous match. Comes in, puts so much pressure. Coming in at number 7, Thisara Pereira. As a bowler, you're always aware that the margin of error is so small when you're bowling to somebody like him. And now just a hit away. Manipal Tigers will have their back-to-back wins.
couldn't time it. It's gonna have to wait. The celebrations have to wait. You've got to get over the line before you can celebrate.
Yeah, they are the champions in the last season, the Manipal Tigers. So you cannot ever count them out of this competition. Dan Christian still to get to bat. And what a ball striker he is. How beautiful that ground is looking from that drone. That drone shots make such a big difference nowadays. Get the bird eye view of a ground.
Shorter ball there from Plunkett, just looking at the umpire, telling him that, yeah, there's the signal, that's wide. And they've been really tidy so far until this over. He's bowled the 2 extras, but only 3 in the innings.
Liam Plunkett still bending his back, and look at the partnership. This partnership again, Gunaratne and Thisara Pereira, 41 from just 33 deliveries. They had a good partnership between Obus and Manoj. The top 3 wicket top 3 partnership been pretty good, and that created the base and the foundation they were looking for. And now Thisara Pereira looking to finish it with 1 hit.
And that could be it. He's not quite got a hold of it. And it's cut off, and again, Mohammed Kaif in the field. He's everywhere.
Yeah, it just shows his commitment towards this game. And also he loves fielding. You know, the key and the most important thing when you're a good fielder is that you want every ball to come to you. You expect every ball to come to you. And that's why he's such a good reader when he's out there. Brilliant.
That's hit hard. Fielder out there long on. There's a misfield, and they're going to come back for a second. So the scores are level.
Asghar Afghan. Yeah, that ball was hit with some power. Look at that. Good effort before that from Mohammad Kaif, and then Asghar Afghan just... It was a bit wobbly. The ball was a bit... there was a bit of a wobble and getting hit on his thumb. A run away, a hit away. Now, the Manipal Tigers from this win, everyone is inside the 30-yard circle apart from few. I think they should try and get everyone in. No point keeping anyone outside the 30-yard circle.
That's the game. What a shot to finish it with. Goes for the maximum, and Thisara and Gunaratne high five in the middle. It's back-to-back wins for the defending champions. They are back in this tournament, and that is a convincing victory. They win it by 5 wickets, and they have dominated the Gujarat greats here.
Yeah, I think they've been very professional with their approach from the first delivery. And look at that. To win this game with 3 overs to spare, chasing 130 odd on this surface, never easy. They needed 132 to win. At the end, got 137 with that mighty blow from Thisara Pereira, finishing on 38 of just 22. Gunaratne gave him a really good support from the other end. 13 of 14, and at the end, winning the game by 5 wickets. That'll give them a lot of confidence and a lot of worry to the other side. Peaking at the right time. We often talk about peaking at the right time in these sort of competition, and Manipal Tigers doing it again.
Yeah, you're very, very spot on there, Abhishek. Peaking at the right time. You can win as many as you like early on in the tournament, but it's about bringing that through to the tournament, not running out of momentum, not running out of steam. They're now building that momentum. They came through that super over and that nail biter in their previous game, and now they've come here and it's a convincing win. It's chalk and cheese, both still wins, but that one, they looked like they'd almost given it away at the end. Came out in the super over, said, no, we're not going to lose this. We're the defending champions. We mean business. And they've now won 2 games here in Jammu.
Yeah, I think when you got somebody like Harbhajan Singh leading the side, one of the most experienced cricketer in this league, you expect something. You expect some magic. And he's showing it with his bowling changes. It's just the team selection and everything. Overall leadership has been brilliant from Harbhajan Singh. And it's just, I love the way he comes across. His hunger is still there to win matches, to do well. After playing over 100 tests, you don't see that very often. But Thisara Pereira, this man, how good has he been? And what a pick for any side.
Yeah, he's been astonishing. That partnership at the end was just what they needed. And this is how it was finished. Absolutely tonked it. And that's such a nice way to finish a match. They didn't need 6, but he sent it all the way, and he finishes off with the maximum. And they can take home the bragging rights today, winning it by 5 wickets. Really convincing, and they're starting to look very dangerous, the Tigers.
It will be very difficult for the Gujarat now. It's been a tough season for them. And also, the washouts doesn't help any side, which has been the case with most sides in the tournament. Apart from the superstars, they've been lucky. They've got to play all of their 5 matches, but they managed to win all 5 as well. And that hug from Universe Boss and Harbhajan Singh, great admirer of each other, of each other's cricket. They've been absolute legends of the game over the years.
Yeah, they started well, Mustard and Manoj up the top, and then Mustard going to the LBW. But everyone's got themselves in, except Amit, he went without scoring, the impact player, and then that partnership at the end to get them there in 17 overs.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about the bowling. Just one man again, Manan. Been a bit expensive, 4 overs 36, but still the wicket column, 3 wickets for him, couple of wickets for Prasanna. I thought he bowled really well, but they struggled after that. Yashpal at the end managed to get a couple of overs in, would have enjoyed that. But at the end, the Tigers winning the game by 5 wickets.
Yeah, convincing win in the end for the Tigers. 131 looked like it might be enough. They were all bowled out though, left 2 balls out there. Tisara and Manoj guiding things home at the end, winning by 5 wickets. And it's now time to hear from the losing captain.
Yes, I've got Shikhar Dhawan alongside me. A tough loss for you, that one. What did you think at half-time? Did you think 131 would be more challenging than it was?
Yeah, we thought that 131 wasn't like a winning total, but was a fighting total. And yeah, but they played well. And we didn't score much runs on the board. And in bowling as well, we couldn't get them out.
You're right, they did bat well, didn't they? Yeah. Particularly in the power play. Was that where it got away from you?
Yeah, I feel that both the teams targeted the power play because the wicket is slow and turning, and yeah, they did well in the power play. Yeah, they batted quite well.
There is still hope for you. You've got 2 games left. If you win those 2, you'll probably be in the playoffs. And you've got a new number 3. The Universe Boss is here.
Yes, absolutely. He played an amazing knock today, and I'm sure that we're going to see more of his knocks in the coming games.
Yeah, and number 3 seems to suit him, and you're not going to move from opening, are you?
No, I'm not going to move from opening. He's good at number 3. Yeah,
okay, Shikhar, good to see you smiling. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, difficult for that captain today. So now this is how things stand. The Manipal Tigers up in 2nd. The defending champions behind the Southern Superstars. We'll see them in action later. Gujarat greats. It's going to be difficult for them from here. Just the 1 win from their 5 matches down in 5th. And everyone trying to get themselves into the knockouts. But we're now going to head to a break and we'll be back with the post-match presentation. Welcome back. It's the K-Rasa Legends League Season 3 Match 15 has just concluded here in Jammu. The Manipal Tigers winning against the Gujarat Greats by 5 wickets. So they make it 2 wins on the trot. The defending champions here in Jammu. And it was very hot out there. The weather was hot, the cricket was hot, and we saw some big hitting. So the Tigers in this chase, well, it was started off by Phil Mustard. And he opened things up with that reverse sweep. Manan looked dangerous from the off, but it was a foundation that was really well set by the openers. That one, lovely little dink from Phil Mustard, and then just taking on the bowlers at times. Eventually he had to go, and that was the first of the wickets to fall. And Manan, there's a reason he's the top wicket taker in this tournament at the moment. And then they really got into their business, the Manipal Tigers, and they started to swing freely. Obus was really impressive for his 21 from 13. Eventually he had to go, but the batters, they really dug in, they did well, and in the end they managed to chase it down in 17 overs. In the end it was Gunaratne and Tisara out there at the end who saw things home, and Mohammed Kaif, well, you couldn't stop him in the field. It was a difficult day for the Gujarat Greats with ball in hand, but for Mohammed Kaif, you just could not stop him. And then at the end, some big striking from Gunaratne and Tisara, mainly Tisara, his 38 off 22, and that is what saw them home. He hit 4 sixes on his way to that 38, and it really was destructive. So the Manipal Tigers, defending champions, they come out with a 5-wicket win. The Gujarat Greats, after putting up 131, it just wasn't enough in the end. Manan bowled really well, and Prasanna again. The spin, they tried, but Tisara, 38, not out, and it's now time for the post-match presentation.
Right, let's get this show on the road. It is time for the post-match presentation. We will hear very shortly from the captain of the winning side, Manipal Tigers, Harbhajan Singh. But first of all, the K-Rasa Legends League would like to thank all of its partners. Title sponsor, of course, K-Rasa. Official mobile game, Dream Cricket 24. Official partner, 1x Bat. Official partner, Ojha. Official broadcast partner, Star Sports. Official digital streaming partner, Fan Code. Exclusive ticketing partner, Paytm Insider. Official radio partner, Radio City. Jammu pouring partner, Coca-Cola. Jammu medical partner, Pulse Hospital. And Jammu radio partner, 92.7 Big FM. We have a presentation party of 4. Let me introduce them to you. Mr. Mohammed Hanif, Deputy Secretary, J&K Sports Council. Mr. J.P. Singh, IPS, Retired Inspector General of Police. Mr. Mirza Sultan, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Jammu and Kashmir. And Mr. Anand Jain, IPS, ADGP, Jammu. And I'd like to ask Mr. Anand Jain to present the Legend of the Match award. And it goes to a man who got 2 key wickets today, and they were none other than Shikhar Dhawan and Chris Gale. 2 for 27, Praveen Gupta. Well done, Praveen. Had a big impact with those 2 big wickets. Left-arm spinner getting 2 left-handers out as well. Right, allow me to ask Harbhajan Singh, winning captain of Manipal Tigers, up for a chat. Baji, well done, another win, and you guys are enjoying playing on this pitch very much.
Not too bad, as long as you're getting the right results. I believe wicket was better than the previous day, and we execute our plan better than the other team. That's why we're standing here laughing today.
You did, but you won by 4 overs to spare. You know, I mean, talk us through the run chase, the positivity that you showed early on.
Well, you know, once we finished with our bowling and we kind of got the idea how the wicket is playing, and all the bowlers certainly felt that wicket was not helping as much as on the previous day, and have a better chance to chase those runs in slightly with better run rate. So we wanted to make sure that we put ourselves in that position first where we are not losing the game. And that's exactly what Manoj Tiwari and the other batters did. They batted beautifully at the top, and once we had the chance, then Tisara was unbelievable once again.
He was. It's not often, though, that a bowler takes just 2 wickets and is the legend of the match, but those were 2 big wickets. So how impressed were you with how the left-arm spinner Praveen held his nerve against 2 big-hitting left-handers?
Well, he's obviously been a match winner for us. Last year, he bowled really well for us in every game he played. And we couldn't play him in the first 2 games, shame, but glad to have him back and taking those important wickets, especially those 2 big wickets, Shikhar and Chris Gale. People say that left-hander cannot bowl to a left-hander, but yet, he's proven everyone wrong that a good bowler remains good bowler. It doesn't matter whether you're a left-hander batsman or a right-hander batsman. I'm so happy to have him in the team. We bet really hard for him. Everybody was shocked that he's gone for a lot of price, but he's showing his talent, and that's what he can do, win games by taking important wickets.
Well, you've won 2 in a row now. You're not officially into the playoffs yet. You've got to finish the job, but the Legends League is all about fun, isn't it? Will you allow yourselves a bit of a team celebration tonight?
Well, after every game, we all get together and we celebrate. It doesn't matter we get the right result or not. It's good to have a laugh. In the end, we tried our best. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but these kind of stories, what we make outside the field, remains with us forever. So yeah, we'll try and catch up again and have a good time.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Of course.
All right, we'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Budgie. So that concludes the post-match presentation.
Words from Harbhajan Singh. If you're a good bowler, it doesn't really matter who you're bowling at, left hand, right hand, anyone. So the Gujarat greats, well, their misery continues at the moment. They just couldn't hold their own. 131 wasn't enough. The Manipal Tigers chased it down with ease, winning by 5 wickets. So it's all moving around now in that points table. Defending champions, Manipal Tigers, that's their 2nd win on the bounce. They played 6 now and they're up in 2nd position. The Gujarat greats, just the 1 win to their name. Played 5, won 1 of theirs, so they're down in 5th, just above the Toyam Hyderabad, who are the only team yet to bag a win. But they could cause a serious upset this afternoon. A surprise for everyone. The bottom of the table taking on the top. Toyam Hyderabad hunting down their 1st win. Southern Superstars looking to make it 6 from 6 in the 50th match ever in the LLC. So we're going to go to a break. We'll be back with that action very soon.
Universe Boss is on strike.
His first match and he's gone 4-4.6. In the air and taken.
First Chris Gale, and now is the skipper.
That's a lovely looking shot. That's glorious, and it's going to be 4. Catch it, it's gone.
Wow!
Finishes on 131.
Manipal Tigers just smiling and applauding. And it's back-to-back 4s. The first 6 of the chase.
Taken by Mohammed Kaif. What a catch! All of a sudden, the greats are right back in this. Bang! Second 6 for him.
That's the game. What a shot